Good afternoon and welcome to coverage of the World Cup quarterfinals. It's the first of four quarterfinals to see who gets in to the semi-finals. It's Croatia against Brazil in this first one. Later this evening, it's the Netherlands or Holland, if you want to go by the former name, against Argentina. And then tomorrow, it's Morocco against Portugal. And then it's La Crunch. England against France coming up tomorrow. But let's focus on today and let's focus on this match. It's Croatia against Brazil. The fireworks and pyrotechnics going off in the stadium, the Education City Stadium. There's Richarlison in the tunnel. There's the Croatian players as well in the tunnel. The Brazilian Croatian players are just getting ready to come out of the tunnel. Should be a good game. I've got Paul James alongside me. I'll go to Paul in just a second or so as we get ready to go through this side today. So there is Neymar, who returned the other day from injury, and he starts again today. We've got English officials on the main field anyway. Then we've got an Algerian for official Algerian reserve assistant, a Dutch in the VAR booth with an Italian, USA, Venezuelan, and a stamp and another Algerian as well. We'll run you through the officials as the teams just emerge from the tunnel. It's Croatia against Brazil for the place in the first semi-final, where they'll take on either the Netherlands or Argentina on Tuesday evening. Let's run you through starting lineups. We're waiting. There's Neymar just coming out onto the field of play. Two mascots just being wheeled onto the field by two members of FIFA, which is good to see, so they can be part of the national anthems and the presentation of while the national anthems are being played. And we're going to be starting off in the first national anthem that's going to be played, which we will, while we talk through this, will be the Croatian national anthem, and then there'll be the Brazilian. And let's have a look at the teams then. So you can go for Croatia. We'll go through them in a moment. I'll just tell you about the officials first of all, and then we'll get the thoughts of Paul ahead of kick-off. And then we'll go through the teams in a second or so first. So it's for Croatia, for the referees then, it's Michael Oliver from England. He's assisted by Stuart Burt and Guy Beswick. Was with Mustafa Gobral from Algeria on the fourth official duty. Abdelak Itachlai, should I say, from Algeria is the reserve assistant. The video assistant referees Paul van Bokkel from the Netherlands. He could have a big say in things today and could see Croatia beating out Brazil should put it a bit easier for the Netherlands to get through to the final. If they get past Argentina later, that is. The assistant referee is Massimiliano Irate from Italy. The offside video assistant referee is Catherine Nesbitt from the United States of America. Venezuelan Juan Soto is a support video assistant referee, and the standby assistant video assistant referee is Murkrane Gouare from Algeria. We'll wait to give you the team news. Let me fetch in my wonderful co-commentator who's alongside me this afternoon, Paul James. Very good afternoon to you, Paul. What are you looking forward to in this game today?
Well, I'm looking forward to hopefully it being a competition, Ross. because at the moment this Brazilian team look absolutely unstoppable. And you know what? It only hit me just how good this Brazilian team is when you write the names down on paper. When I was writing the squad details down last night, I don't know if you felt the same thing, but you look at the names on the team sheet and you think this team is pretty much unstoppable right now.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. Absolutely, my friend. We're just going through the Brazilian national anthem on screen. There is Richarlison there, Thiago Silva there too. Just two players not in the Brazilian squad today is Alex Telles and the injured Gabriel Jesus, both not involved in the lineup amongst both teams. They're the only two that's not involved. Croatia have got the full complement of their 26-man squad involved today. 11 starting, two of those on two of the goalkeepers on the bench, and the remaining players on the bench there as well. So Brazil just missing two of their 26-man squad, so they've got 24 players available. 11 of them are starting. As we get ready for this game, there's Ronaldo, the original Ronaldo, R9, the Brazilian one. Cristiano could be in action tomorrow for Portugal against Morocco, and that should be a good game and one that I'm looking forward to bringing you tomorrow afternoon. We're live across the usual platforms on YouTube, JB Sports, Commentary Hub 2, the main Commentary Hub channel, and also on Storm FM. We're also live on our Twitch channel. And for the very first time this afternoon, I'm glad to say the Commentary Hub coverage will also be brought to listeners of Turton Talks Football. Luke Turton, a member of our team, has allowed us to bring coverage onto his channel from the quarter-final stage of the World Cup. So we'll bring you those games towards the end as we run through the sides then. So in goal for Croatia is Dominik Livakovic, Jovanovic, Lovren, Gvardiol and Srsa across the back, Kovacic, Brozovic and Modric in midfield, Pasalic, Kramaric and Perisic lead the line. So two changes for them, with both changes being dropping down to the bench in Barisic and Pekovic. There's Michael Oliver and his assistants there. And there is the VAR control room for this game today. And now let's have a look at the Brazilian side, who start with Alisson, the Liverpool man between the sticks. Then across the back is Eder Militao, Marquinhos, Thiago Silva and Danilo. Midfield of Lucas Paqueta, Casemiro and Neymar. And then the front three, Rafinha, Richarlison and Vinicius Jr. They're up front. Big names on the bench include Fred, Dani Alves, Bruno Guimaraes, Fabinho, Antony, Rodrigo, amongst those. Gabriel Martinelli on the bench as well. So then, Paul, you've just heard the two lineups. What do you make of the two lineups, and who do you think's got the strongest starting 11 and why?
Well, I think Brazil have got the strongest starting 11. And the reason is you just have to look at some of these names. The only country, excuse me, in this World Cup to start with 9 forwards, only 6 midfielders. That might be a bit of a risk if injuries or suspensions start to come in. Both of their midfielders are on yellow cards, Fred and Guimaraes, even though they are on the bench today. But this is an extremely talented squad. If you can take out, this is how good it is. You can take out Neymar, and you have still got a potentially World Cup winning side here.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. I've got to agree with Paul there. This Brazil squad does look good. We'll gather thoughts of Paul throughout the afternoon as we almost set to go then with Brazil just going into their huddle. It'll be Croatia, will be the team that will kick us off. They're attacking from left to right in the first half. Then their red and white checkered shirts, white shorts, white socks. Brazilian traditional traditional, shall I say, yellow shirts, blue shorts, and blue socks, as Luka Modric just gets the game under in his backing position early on. Then, of course, now to centre back, and now to this right hand side, and there comes Brazil trying to come away with it. He's out for a throw. 12 seconds gone then. Croatia 0, Brazil 0 in the World Cup is the quarter final stage now. It's time for knockout stage, and one which I'm thinking, Paul, when you look at this, I hope not for your sake, but I mean, the game that you got the other day, I'm thinking this one could go potentially to penalties, especially after Japan and Croatia did the other day, and potentially this one could go all the way to penalties as well, especially because with the way Croatia defend. I know Brazil have got quality in the side, but you never know, it could go all the distance. As here comes Brazil straight away with Richarlison. Good full word there, and he goes out for an early Croatian throw in. A minute gone then, there is the Zlato Dalic, who has never played for his country, but 56-year-old Croatian international, but he never featured for his country. Played his club football in Croatia, though, did Zlato Dalic, the Croatian manager, but he, like I said, he never featured for his national side, as did his opposite number, the Brazilian head coach Tite, the 61-year-old. And I've got an interesting stat about the Brazilian manager, which we'll get to when there's a big stoppage in play if we can fetch to, which I think could be very interesting. As here comes Thiago Silva, just playing it to this left hand side, and Danilo back to Alisson. The Liverpool shot stopper plays it to the right back and Marquinhos. Down the line it goes. No, that was Eder Militao, so to say. Now here comes Brazil, but Croatia have snapped back and won it back. And they're winning here forward, and there's a free kick here to Croatia. Foul on Mateo Kovacic there. And a good run for Mateo Kovacic to win that free kick. We'll get the thoughts of Paul James in a second as we just watch this again. And bad challenge there from Casemiro, Paul. He wasn't going anywhere. Paqueta was covering, so a bit stupid to give away that free kick. I'll get your thoughts on that in a second. They're taking it quickly. He's Luka Modric deliver the ball in towards the penalty area, headed away inside the penalty, and he now goes all the way back inside his own half. And Brozovic knocks it back to Livakovic. Your thoughts on that decision there, Paul?
Yeah, silly free kick, was nowhere near the ball. It's got to be more careful than that. Doesn't want to pick up an early yellow card.
Yes, as here comes Croatia now once more, and it's with Dejan Lovren, the former Liverpool player, now at Zenit St. Petersburg, making his 77th cap today. He's Luka Modric, and he's just caught Richarlison in the side there. Eye boot. I think he might have caught him on the head. No, just got him on the side almost. Got his head if he hadn't have just moved to one side there. The former Everton man now at Tottenham. The 25-year-old Richarlison involved today is a good ball over the top, looking for the run of Vinicius Junior and finds him. Vinicius Junior runs in towards the penalty area. Still going Vinny Junior. Inside the box now, Vinny Junior. What can he do? Lays the ball back into the midfield area now, and across now to the Militao, and he has to go back to his goalkeeper Alisson, who comes a long way out of his goal to get that after the ball went past Marquinhos. Almost 4 minutes gone now. Croatia 0, Brazil 0 as is Vinicius Junior on this near side. Lovely ball in, the piercing around ball comes back to Vinicius Junior. Lands on the shot! Saved by Livakovic, and a fantastic decent over there early on from Vinicius Junior. And that's the qualities that Brazil have got with Vinny Junior on the ball, Paul.
Yeah, the shots are going to come in from all sorts of weird angles. This one was a nice effort. It was on target, comfortable for the goalkeeper, but nice start by Brazil.
Yes, fantastic start by Brazil. They're looking to get through to the semi-finals in this World Cup as a ball played through from Casemiro, just a bit too much. No, it's from Rafinha actually, a bit too much on there from the Barcelona man as he tried to pick out Vinicius Junior, the Real Madrid player. Two big teams in the Spanish game, two rivals as well, but they don't mind about the rivalries now because they're playing for the country and it's all united into one. As we see Croatia coming forward, here's the number 15 Paslic, who's into the side today. He's Brozovic now. Brozovic does well to hold up possession into Modric. Now Paslic, who turns away from his man, plays the ball out to the left hand side. And there is Sosa. Down the line he goes, but cut out brilliantly by Militao. And Militao can get the ball down the line looking for Richarlison. And it's cut out again by Kovacic. Now Modric can go forward here. Luka Modric. Good ball across this far side. If not, someone can get there. No one out there, Paul. And 5.5 minutes gone then, Paul. What's been your impressions on this game?
Well, Croatia's struggling a little bit. They're not playing badly. That ball was a bit wayward, but Brazil, you expect to just be patient early on before they really start to take control. You're right, it may go to penalties, who knows? But one thing we won't be short of is excitement.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. And we've already had a bit of excitement with our early effort from Vinicius Junior as Croatia now just back in possession with Juranovic. Juranovic just into Grivaldiol wearing a face mask for a facial injury. Been wearing one all tournament. Josko Grivaldiol, the player who plies his trade in Germany at RB Leipzig, was linked with a move to Leeds United when he was at Dinamo Zagreb. But he opted for the German outfit instead of the Premier League outfit. As here is Grivaldiol. Grivaldiol was actually linked to Leeds under Marcelo Bielsa, believe it or not. It is a wonderful ball from Luka Modric into Juranovic. Juranovic will deliver across towards the back post. He's headed away there brilliantly by Militao. And Michael Oliver gives a free kick for foul on Eder Militao. And there's the pat on the back from the Croatian number 4, Ivan Perisic, who acknowledges that as he just put an arm into the back of Eder Militao there. Clumsy decision from the experienced Croatian. 121st cap today, Paul, for Ivan Perisic. And what have been your impressions on him in the World Cup so far?
Well, he's done all right, but he's a hugely experienced player, Ross. He's with 120 caps, he's got 33 goals. He can create them, he can score them. We're seeing it with Spurs this season in the Premier League as well.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. As there is Alisson now of Liverpool to get the ball moving for Brazil into Neymar. First real touch for Neymar. He runs down the left-hand side onto Vinicius Junior. Puts around ball there, nothing given. And he looked like an handball there by Juranovic, nothing given by Michael Oliver. And now Croatia can break you into Luka Modric. Well, Modric gives the ball away to Rafinha. Good control from Rafinha, who then wins this side a free kick, fouled by Mateo Kovacic on the Barcelona man, formerly of Leeds United. Was a key player in Leeds' survival last season from the Premier League at the expense of Burnley. Sorry to bring that up there, Paul. With you being a Burnley fan, as is Luka Modric now for Croatia. Plays the ball out wide to this far side. And here's Ivan Perisic. Perisic running down the right left wing with the ball in towards the penalty area, looking for the run of Pulisic. And now here comes Brazil through Vinicius Junior, who turns away from his man, runs towards the edge of his own box, gives it to Thiago, into Marquinhos, and now Marquinhos will come out of defence and will find Eder Militao. Normally a centre-back is Eder Militao, playing as a right full-back in this competition for Brazil, and has done that in the majority of the matches that the Brazilians have played this World Cup. Now here's Danilo, normally a right back, playing on the left-hand side today, as you've just seen him play with the ball with his right foot. How wide now to Neymar, back into Vinicius Junior, central of the box. Vinicius Junior trying to pick out Rafinha, giving away now. Lucas Paqueta gives it to Rafinha. That's where the ball intended to go. Rafinha going one way, then the other. Gets to the ball and just pulls the ball back. But the ball had gone out of play before he caught the ball back. And it's going to be a goal kick to Croatia. But good bit of play again from Brazil, Paul James, as we approach the 10-minute mark. And Rafinha just to be unlucky to run the ball out of play there.
Yeah, just at the moment, the build-up play looks very good for Brazil. Just the final ball right now. I do like the way Croatia have set up. They've set the defensive alignment is set up very well. It's restricting Brazil right now.
Yes, as Livakovic clears the ball forward. It's flicked on there by Pasalic, who can't get forward there. We bring you alternative off-due remote commentary of this World Cup quarter final taking place at the Education City Stadium in Qatar as we watch Croatia nil, Brazil nil as the ball's played over to Neymar to down there, but the offside flag is being raised on that near side by Stuart Burt there. Oh, no, I think that's Gary Beswick over on that far side. Yeah, Gary Beswick put that flag up there on that far side. Free kick to Croatia to be taken by the number 11, Marcelo Brozovic. And that's a switch to the far left hand side as Saucer just plays a 1-2 with Perisic. Now gets the ball up into the air. Headed across there by Thiago Silva to Marquinhos, and Brazil just back in possession and just trying to well Danilo just today. Glad when Thiago Silva did one that initial header to Marquinhos. And now here's the brilliant bit of play from Danilo to find Neymar. Lovely trickery, but then he loses out Neymar, but win and concedes a throw in. Does the Brazilians as Croatia will try and come forward. Croatia nil, Brazil nil. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary up 11 minutes, 11.5 minutes gone then. We're also on commentary up to JB Sports Storm FM, Curtain Talks Football, and also on Twitch. That's a long mouthful to say when you're doing all the commentaries, reading all the channels out, Paul. I've always found that's a bit of a mouthful. As here comes Jovanovic now, running forward towards the Brazilian penalty area. Plays the ball out wide to Palasic in towards the penalty area, and coming in was Ivan Perisic, who just missed it there, and that's a big chance for Croatia, Paul James.
Yeah, he was just cutting across that ball was Perisic, and it's always very difficult when you're running like that just to try to get the decisive touch. See the ball coming across there, he just wasn't able to get enough on it to divert it towards Alisson's goal. But good build-up by Croatia.
Yes, good build-up play there by Croatia again. They're looking to cause Brazil a few problems as Adam Militao just limping and just having to bash his foot into the ground there for some reason. As we see the Brazilian fans just dancing. There's the Croatian boss there, Zlatko Dalic, who looks to cause a few problems. What can Brazil do? Is twisting one way then the other. Lovely ball in towards the penalty area. It's cut out well. Behind for a corner. Especially trying to deliver the ball in. Croatian fans getting behind their team. There's a mixture of fans in and around the stadium. I didn't attend this, but I read some reports from fans former of Rotherham United last night, and there were talks about some safe standing amongst others. You can go read that on the Rotherham United official website. If you want to see what happened to the fans forum last night, which there were quite a few fans in attendance. As here comes Croatia again over on this far side. Down the line it goes into the penalty area. And there were question asked to the Rotherham United bots, Matt Taylor, about the England game. Oh, in a way he said in apologies. Look at edge of the penalty. Look at delivers across towards the back post, cleared away by Brazil. And again there, but Modric can't get there. Neymar just keeps the ball in play, does he? Yes. And wins his side of throwing off Brozovic. And one of the questions was, Paul, was put to Matt Taylor last night, was, are England going to be France tomorrow? And he said, yes, he reckons England are going to win 2-1. We'll get your thoughts on that in a second as we just see this ball in again. That's a good piece of defending there by Brazil, Paul, to stop Croatia from the attack there.
Yeah, just the ball in wasn't great. It was a comfortable header at the back, though. In answer to your question, no, I don't think England will beat France.
You never know, Paul. Could be some. You've seen some good World Cup matches this tournament so far. Some shocks. You would have expected Spain to go out the other day against Morocco, but they did. That was a
Well, it's true.
boring
There has
game.
been a lot of shocks in this World Cup, so you know you never know. I just on when I look at the two teams on paper, I just don't think England are going to do it. But like you said, there's been a lot of shocks.
Yes, and here come Brazil in this game, looking to try and pick out Rafinha cut inside, so the right back of Militao trying to get forward on that far side, couldn't do that. And that's a goal kick to Croatia. Livakovic just takes it to Lovren, back to Livakovic, who will take a couple of touches, come up towards the box. Rafinha and Richarlison trying to close down there, but he goes to Jovanovic, who heads forward. Good play from Pasalic, down the line it goes, and there's a good bit of touch there from Kramaric, but then Brazil just nipping to get the ball back as Danilo knocks the ball back into the path of his midfielder there. As the ball goes back to the goalkeeper. No, it's Thiago Silva that actually. The, the Brazilian numbers, Paul, on back of the shirt, they've got yellow shirts on, but instead of having like black or white numbers on back, they've got green numbers on back of their shirts. And sometimes it's very difficult to see which players who and that, but will. Do you find that a bit strange having green on yellow instead of having, say, white or black on back of the shirts?
Yeah, the numbers are can be a big pain to read in the back of somebody's shirts, and I think you're doing a great job so far, Ross.
Yes, it is Neymar. Thank you for that feedback. Paul, this is now is Thiago Silva into Neymar again. Turns away from one. Inside, the referee just got in the way there as trying to pick out Casemiro to bring the ball for Croatia, for Brazil. But now here comes Croatia in possession with Gvardiol. Good play out wide, and now Kovacic plays it to Perisic, who flicks his header on and has chased after his own header because no one else was in support to do that. As we see, Croatia nil, Brazil nil as the ball is played out of this near side, and here's Vinicius Junior. Vinicius Junior with a ball in towards the penalty area, the by Gvardiol brings it down. Out wide it goes, looking for Rafinha, but Sosa's across there to defend well and is out for a throw to Brazil, who's starting to get back on the front foot after a little bit of pressure from Croatia into Richarlison. Rolls off his man, goes down Richarlison, nothing given, and now Brazil will try and have to defend as Croatia come forward now with Luka Modric up towards halfway, just inside the second circle. Now plays out wide to Pulisic on this right hand side, out wide, further out wide, now to Jovanovic. Jovanovic goes inside. Good play this. Now Brozovic. Good ball into Ivan Perisic into the box. Ivan Perisic's shot is blocked. Richarlison trying to wait for the ball to come down rather than going for the ball, which made it easier for Croatia to get the ball back there. And the ball is worked all the way back to their goalkeeper Livakovic. And now is Dejan Lovren for Croatia to fetch the ball forward. And now here is Croatia again. Modric. Good for work. Back it goes. And now here comes Croatia again. Down the line it goes into Plasic. Now good work into Kovacic. Spreads the play well to try to pick out Ivan Perisic there, but Brazil just started now. Paqueta feeds the ball to this left hand side and Danilo. Back into Paqueta there. By Casemiro. And now Casemiro again. To Thiago Silva. And now across to Eder Militao. Down the line into Rafinha. Good play this from Rafinha. Works the ball back. Now to Militao and now Marquinhos. Now Casemiro into Neymar. Vinicius Junior outside of him. and he finds him. Vinicius Junior attacking the penalty area. Vinicius Junior inside the box, left hand side. There's 1-2 with Richarlison. Shot blocked. First round ball, nothing given. Waved away by Michael Oliver. And here is Brazil coming again. Neymar. Lovely one from Neymar inside the penalty area. Neymar goes for goal, saved by Livakovic. First round ball in there inside the penalty area. Initially Paul, waved away by Michael Oliver. Initial thoughts, Paul James?
Well, no penalty, but what a really great build-up by Brazil again. I mean, just look at this again. It's just this patient build-up. They know where each other are. It's like they've played together their whole lives. Just a nice little touch there. The effort by Rafinha that was blocked. I'll tell you what, they're looking very good at Brazil.
Yes, there's Neymar trying to pick out Vinicius Junior there, who sees his effort run through into the path of the goalkeepers. This was the ball trying to pick out Vinicius Junior from Neymar. Just a little bit too much on that pass from the PSG man. And we see Croatia 0, Brazil 0. 21 minutes gone. It's now wonderful tear down there is by Thiago Silva. Good work now. Lucas Paqueta. Good work. Paqueta again. Ball forward. Good bit of play from Brazil here as they try and come forward. Marquinhos. Good play from Marquinhos. Now Militao. Marquinhos again. Loses out as Croatia get the ball back. It remains Croatia 0, Brazil 0 here on the commentary of Croatia. Just have the ball back with their goalkeeper Livakovic. And well, Croatia have got the ball inside their own half, just knocking it around well, keeping the ball. Brazil can't hear them, and Brazil can't score. Almost played in the first half of the first half. If you get my drift, 21, almost 22 minutes gone, and we'll and when we just did that 22 mark, which is in a second or two now, which is now, Paul James, what's been your impressions of the first half?
Well, I think Croatia have defended very, very well. They've got forward a couple of times themselves. Brazil dictating the play, I think it's fair to say, and they're obviously playing very well. But it's a final product for Brazil, and I think that's partially down to the credit of Croatia and their defending.
Yes, here comes Brazil again. It's Lucas Paqueta of West Ham United. Delivers a ball in towards the penalty area. Lovren heads it away. Breaks for Richarlison, edge of the box. Shot comes in from the edge of the penalty area. Deflects just wide as Casemiro found an effort towards goal. The 30-year-old 69th appearance for Brazil. He was looking for his seventh goal for Brazil in that effort there as we see a corner kick to Brazil to be taken by Rafinha. Can Brazil take the lead here? Rafinha delivers the ball in towards the penalty area. Edge go up and Croatia can break. And there's Luka Modric. He just fouled there as they try to come away with that. But good play again from Brazil. Forcing the corner. When the corner was poor from Rafinha that time, Paul.
Yeah, the corner. Unfortunate about the corner, but again, good build-up by Brazil. This is what they've been doing in the first half, but again, Croatia holding steady.
Yes, they are, Paul, as here comes Croatia into Plasic. Now Brozovic. Jovanovic. Good bit of play this. Now Brozovic again. Good play from Brozovic into Gvardiol. Brozovic is there again. Kovacic now. Mateo Kovacic of Chelsea with a wonderful ball to pick out Celtic's Jovanovic, who's just been took out there by Danilo, and that could be a yellow card for the Brazilian left back, and it is by Michael Oliver. I think I saw even Percy saying it could be potential more for the eye bull there, Paul James. What do you reckon?
Well, I would book Perisic immediately. I'm tired of players trying to get a fellow professionals sent off. It was a late challenge. Yes, it was a high challenge. And one would consider it to be what would they consider that to be sort of a dangerous challenge, I guess. But it's not red card worthy.
Yes, and the free kick has been given. The referee has all been told to go and check the monitor. The official there, Mustafa Gorbal, just watching on and just having a word with the assist, the two managers there, Zlatko Dalic and Tite, as this ball will be whipped in from Luka Modric. There's plenty up and plenty inside the penalty area from a Croatian persuasion. He crossed in there from Modric, headed away by Brazil, and then there's a foul on the edge of the penalty area. Shot comes back in, foul on Neymar, and that's a poor free kick. And then from Luka Modric, Paul.
Yeah, they've got to do better than that, because if they do want to get past Brazil, they're going to have to take advantage of set piece plays like that, and that was a poor delivery.
Yes, can Brazil pull their place in the semi-final? And whoever books their place in the semi-final will join them. You can find out later with JB and Luke as they bring you the Netherlands and Argentina with Nicholas Jones presenting this evening from about 6:45, 7 o'clock kickoff for that one. Should be a good one there. Here comes Brazil, good footwork from them. Now Vinicius Junior down the left hand side. Good footwork there, but just the ball inside from him to try and go on end of himself was poor. And now Danilo just gets the ball forward, looking for Neymar. Danilo nips back in again and nips back in again. And there's a good challenge there from Casemiro to get the ball back for Brazil momentarily. Now here is Marquinhos. Thiago Silva now. The Brazilian captain just inside the centre circle. Plays to the left hand side and Thiago Silva to Marquinhos. And now is Neymar into the penalty area. Neymar turns away. Is he foul there? No, according to Michael Olivers. Now here comes Luka Modric. Is there going to be a challenge in there to play for a throw as Croatia tried to build up from the back and concede a throw? There's Tite, the Brazilian boss. And the fun fact, while we wait for this throw to be taken, not sure if you know this, Tite studied PE, physical education, at school. Did you know? And I'll tell you who he was under in a minute. And there's a free kick to Brazil. Foul on Rafinha there. And Casemiro and Richarlison and Neymar saying if that's the booking for Danilo, then that one should have been a booking. As Rafinha tried to get away. And the question I'm going to ask you, Paul, do you know who his teacher was who took him for PE at school?
No idea, Ross.
It was the former Brazilian national team head coach, Luis Felipe Scolari, who was the teacher for Tite at school in PE. So the former Brazil head coach taught the current Brazil head coach in school as Neymar delivers this free kick towards the back post. Ball not back in, cleared away by Gvardiol. And now here comes Thiago Silva back to Marquinhos. There's less Danilo, so stay out wide there. Good touch from Vinicius Junior, just keeps hold of possession. Good work. Paqueta now just finds Rafinha. Good play to Paqueta. Good ball now. Out wide. Here's Vinicius Junior. Tells ball in, cleared away by Croatia. And that is Croatia coming forward at their best, and it's a wonderful bit of play. Good footwork now. Ball switches out to the far side. Wonderful crossfield pass. Ivan Perisic attacking Eder Militao inside the penalty. Cross coming in. Shot comes in. And that's a poor effort there. I'm not sure whether it was a cross or whether it was a shot. Whichever it was poor from Croatia. And he goes behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, very disappointing effort on goal. That he had options open to him to either swing the ball in or perhaps get a better shot on goal. Poor in the end.
Yes, here comes Brazil trying to come forward. Thus currently still with Brazilian Pele, who's still in hospital at the moment with cancer. And despite reports the other day, still alive. Is Pele probably watching this in hospital somewhere as Neymar tries to come forward? And there's a free kick to be given there, and the booking comes out. And that was a definite booking there, and it was for Brozovic who
Yeah,
got booked there, I believe, and that's going to be a free kick to Brazil.
no question on that one, Ross. He holds him back. Professional foul.
Yes, and the referee's having a word with Richarlison there, not sure what for. As there's Marcelo, confirmation of Marcelo Brozovic's yellow card as Brazil just going with the game quickly. Is now cut out now. Sosa finds Kramaric. How wide is Perisic? Sosa going on the overlap down the line. And the play for a Brazilian throw to be taken by Eder Militao. Throws the ball down the line, giving away. Rafinha wins the ball back just inside the Croatian half, pulling lose out again as Gvardiol will come forward into Sosa. Sosa down the line, but he's fouled and there's a free kick. There, Michael Oliver gives a free kick. And I think that was the correct decision there from Michael Oliver to give that free kick, Paul.
Yeah, looks like he just took a knock there in the side, but yeah, I think so. I mean, it was definitely not getting the ball, was he?
No, nowhere near the ball. As the ball is played out wide now to this Renato and Juranovic. Good play to Luka Modric. Good ball forward. Out wide to Juranovic again. Who delivers the ball into us a back post. Perisic is in there. Alisson comes and just gave one hand to it. Rafinha now just collects the ball for Brazil and now Eder Militao. Militao clears it down the right hand side. Cleared away. And now here comes Croatia in possession. Luka Modric. Good ball into Pasalic. Now into Juranovic. Modric. Now Pasalic. Modric again. Juranovic again there. Good bit of play. 32 minutes gone. Remains Croatia 0, Brazil 0. As the ball is played forward. Here is Brazil with Richarlison coming forward. No chance there from Richarlison. Rafinha trying to go on the end of that, closing it down this like he used to do for Leeds United. Is Rafinha giving the ball away. Now here comes Croatia. What can he do here now? Can Croatia just build a bit of momentum and keep a sustained bit of pressure on the Brazilian side? As is Brozovic. Good ball across to Kovacic. Here's Perisic. Back he goes to Kovacic again. Just taking a bit of time there, Kovacic. To Josko Gvardiol. Brozovic now to keep the move ticking for Croatia. Now Lovren into the path of Modric. Across now to Kovacic, who just keeps sort of the ball. What can he do with possession here? As they'll try and come forward. They've got to go back there for a moment or so. As here comes Croatia with Luka Modric spraying the ball out wide to this left hand, near right hand side, should I say, is Modric now looking to try and go to the left hand side, was being followed by Vinicius Junior and forced back to Gvardiol, and now Neymar put him in a bit of pressure on his ball across looking for Sosa's. Had to put Sosa on the back foot to get there because the ball initially was Sosa wasn't out there when he initially played it. He was a bit further forward and he had to rush back to get it there. It remains 0-0 between Croatia and Brazil coming up towards the final 10 minutes of the first half. That's remaining as the ball over the top looking for the run inside the penalty area, breaks away, and Juranovic just clears it out of play for a throw to Brazil. 10 minutes to go till half time then, Paul James. Thoughts on the first half?
It's been quite entertaining. It's not lacked excitement. Brazil have created one or two chances, but the fact, like I said, the final product hasn't been great. Croatia have defended well, had one or two chances on the edge of the penalty area themselves, but again, poor finishing from them. I think the game definitely needs a goal.
Yes, as here comes Brazil now with Thiago Silva. Good bit of playing to Lucas Paqueta. Now Danilo. Danilo trying to play the ball through to Richarlison, and he gets there now. Richarlison from Neymar's ball forward. Well, then he loses out as Gvardiol comes across to defend well. Lucas Paqueta in there, but Brozovic can get the ball away. No advantage. So free kick for a foul on Luka Modric there, who's the Croatian captain today.
Mm.
Bad
Well,
challenge there in the end from Lucas Paqueta. We'll go back to your thoughts on it in a second, Paul, as Croatia trying to get forward, cut out by Brazil, and now Richarlison has almost got away. Is he blowed down then? Not according to Gary Beswick on that far side, who was the one nearest to that play. And now here's Luka Modric just to keep hold of possession as they will try and come forward. Good bit of play this. Just remember, you are listening to the commentary of the home of alternative commentary. If you're listening on commentary of main commentary or commentary of 2, JB Sports, Storm FM, new broadcasting partner, Turton Talks Football, all on our Twitch channel as well. Feel free to get in touch. Leave us your thoughts and let us know what you think. As we watch this ball towards the penalty area from Croatia, it's cut out in the end and behind for a goal kick as Croatia tried to attack there. As we've got our New Zealand friend in, Kevin Benson. He says, "Hi guys, 4:30 a.m. in New Zealand. Bit of a chess game this, he reckons, Paul. And would you agree with that from Kevin?"
yeah, there's certainly the setup by Croatia appears that way, setting up their stall rather defensively. It's up to Brazil to kind of break that down, and they will over time. They have the talent to do that. I think, like I said earlier, the game really needs a goal, to be honest.
Yes, pills for a back pass there from the Brazilians as he looked as though the Croatian Gvardiol passed it back to his goalkeeper there. But the referee didn't have any of it as his Pasalic now into Luka Modric. Kovacic has got enough from Brozovic and now Gvardiol again, who looked to have passed that ball back to the goalkeeper. But the referee didn't think so. As now Kovacic just turns away from his man. And then Kopiko Modric, who now is Vinicius Jr. He slipped, which allowed Juranovic to get back and get the ball back. And now Pasalic can't get the ball past halfway. It's now Brazil just have it back. Left hand side of there, coming towards halfway. And now it's over halfway. Casemiro back on halfway to Danilo. Danilo pointing where he wants the ball to go. And that's where he does go into the path of Neymar. Like to come drifting out there. And he has to go back for Brazil to keep hold of possession. As they're working hard here for the ball. Ball coming forward. Danilo. Good play this. As the ball is just being kept and knocked around. We'll be keeping across today's other game later with commentary on that one for you. As here comes Brazil trying to come forward. Juranovic is there. Cleared the ball away for Croatia, but he's come off Pasalic and he's out to play for a Brazilian throw, which they've taken quickly. As Neymar picks up the ball. Good footwork from Neymar. Paqueta. How wide it goes. Cheddar Militao. Backwards it goes again. And good footwork this. Here comes Brazil to keep the ball forward and keep the ball ticking over. Danilo. Now Marquinhos to Thiago Silva. Good play this from Brazil as they find Rafinha hugging the touchline on that far side. He plays the ball infield to Casemiro. And now Paqueta just plays the ball well in to Thiago Silva. Now Marquinhos. Neymar now. Final 5 minutes of the first half. Croatia 0, Brazil 0. If you're just joining us here on the commentary up, as Neymar tries to get inside the penalty area, he lost out. Vinicius Junior wins the ball back twice and then is brought down on the edge of the box by Juranovic. And there's a free kick to Croatia. Against Croatia, there's a foul on Vinny Junior there, Paul. And
Yeah, just caught him. It's in a dangerous position here for Brazil.
yes, dangerous crossing position. Foul on Vinny Junior there. As here is Neymar and Rafinha standing over this one. Vinny Junior just down the line. If they decide to roll it down the line, but it looks like Neymar and Rafinha just having a chat with each other. Vinny Junior just walking towards where the Croatian wall is and just saying over this. Man looks as though it might be Rafinha to take this one actually, with him puffing his cheeks, but Neymar started to pull the ball down. Rafinha to tear then. Will it be or will it be Neymar to try and it's into this top near corner? And it is Neymar! Straight into the arms of Livakovic. And a fantastic save by the Croatian goalkeeper.
Well, it wasn't heading that way initially, Russ. It looks like it took a little bit of a deflection. If you just look at this again, it looks like it might have just taken a nick off someone in the wall, which turned out to be very fortunate for the goalkeeper. Meant that it was sort of coming to him more directly.
Yes, absolutely. As Modric just has the ball inside his own penalty area, splays it across to the far side and Sosa. And then back to Gvardiol, and who's under pressure from Richarlison. Crossfield pass looking for Juranovic. The Celtic defender who just gets there. Brings the ball forward for Lovren, who clears it downfield looking for the winner Pasalic. And there's cleared away. Now, pursuing on ball there by some of the Brazilian crowd against Kramaric, nothing given. As here is Brozovic just keeping hold of the ball. Gvardiol. Good play this. Kolisic out wide. Good play as they will keep hold of possession. Brozovic again to Kovacic. As both sides have had some chances. We've not been shy of any chances in this first half. It's been a good first half as here come Croatia down the far side. And Brazil just managed to cut that out well as Militao gets it to Paqueta to clear away. On towards Vinicius Junior and will come back at them. Though Juranovic was a Brazilian player down, which is Paqueta, who remains holding his ankle area back to his feet now. And the Croatian fans aren't happy about that ball, as normally they just say stop it if there's an head injury. No head injury there. And the play should have continued really for me.
Yeah, well, they might be upset with that because it wasn't a head injury, and the referee stopped play while Croatia was, midway inside the Brazilian half and had a real threat. And I don't know what Neymar's complaining at. I have no idea.
I'm not sure what Neymar is complaining at either, Paul, as Croatia have got the ball over the top looking for Kramic, who's in behind. Kramic inside the penalty. Kramic tries to get the ball across. He's put behind by Thiago Silva, but his flag up there for offside, I believe, against Kramaric, which was a late flag again. When you look at the replay, Paul, and see the ball coming, I'm not sure even if he is offside, actually.
Yeah, he is. Well, actually, no. The player on the far side may be playing him on. it didn't. But we're looking at it at a funny angle, Russ. When we're looking at an angle like that, we're really not getting an accurate view of the picture.
Absolutely, Paul. It's here. Brazil just win a free kick for that offside and they've trying to come forward. Lucas Paqueta just throws out in the centre of the park. And then Richarlison gives away a free kick foul on Kovacic. And we're now into stoppage time. And I don't think there'll be that many minutes, Paul, because there's not been that many stoppages into this first
No,
half.
I don't see it, Russ. And I found that the stoppage time at the end of the first half has become much more sensible now. And yes, only 1 minute.
Yes, just one added minute and that's about reasonable. Nothing much in terms of stoppages have happened in this first half. No physios have come on. No time wasted from either side. They've played a good tempo game. As Croatia tried to come forward, it's cleared away. Can Brazil go on the attack here? No, was Croatia will look to come forward. Can they get the ball forward here? Good bit of play. Kramic into Modric. Now, Jovanovic to Pasalic. And Palasic was just in an offside position. Or come back from an offside position to receive the ball. And that's another bugbear of mine, Paul. When they come back from an offside position to reach the ball, and the ball's not actually gone past the last line of defence, that's one of the things that really irritate me about the offsides. But there's no time to take that free kick as the whistle goes for half time here on the commentary hub. And it's Croatia 0, Brazil 0 at the end of the first half. And Paul James, your thoughts on the overall first half?
Well, in terms of chances created, I think it's the right score. I think it's the right score for half time. It's a draw that's right for both teams, in my opinion. Brazil have had most of the possession, I think, and have made the biggest press towards the goal. I think Croatia just need to press a little bit in the second half and put this Brazilian defence under pressure a little bit. But all in all, a draw at half time, 0-0, right score, in my opinion.
Yes, so 0-0 at the break then. And it'd be interesting to see how the second half will fare. Do come and join myself and Paul James in around about 15 minutes' time as we tour you through the second half. Well, the break then is Croatia 0, Brazil 0. Join us in around about 15 minutes' time. Welcome back to the second half coverage of Croatia against Brazil. Russ Rennan is alongside Paul James for this one. If you're listening across the commentary to JB Sports Storm FM or Turton Talks Football, a very big thank you to you. That's our YouTube channels, and if you're listening on our Twitch channel as well, thank you very much as well. Russ Rennan and Paul James along for this game. Paul James alongside me for this one. And Paul, looking into the second half, what do you want to see but more from both sides in the second half, my friend?
Well, I'd like to see Croatia press a little bit more. I think they could probably put this Brazilian defence under pressure a little bit and maybe create one or two chances for themselves. For Brazil, I think they've got the challenge of trying to break down this resilient Croatian defence. I think they're getting some chances themselves. I think Brazil just kind of need to keep on doing what they're doing, really.
Yes, it's here. Is the second half is underway. 7 seconds gone. Is an early free kick to Brazil. Foul on Casemiro by Luka Modric. As Brazil just take that quick free kick early on as the ball from Rafinha flicked round into Paqueta back into Rafinha. Rafinha does well. Gives the ball away this time though. Neymar trying to get the ball back as the full comes in looking for Vinicius Junior on that far side. Can Vinicius Junior keep it in? The answer is no, and he bounces behind for a goal kick. Let's run you through the teams in Croatia. Then with Livakovic in goals, a 4-1-2-3 for them. Jovanovic, Lovren, Gvardiol, and Sosa across the back from right to left. Brozovic in front of the back four, then it's Kovacic and Modric a bit further forward. Then the front three is Palasic, Kramaric, and Perisic. That's from right to left as well. Run you through the Brazil side again in a moment or so. Keep you across that one is Croatia nil, Brazil nil. As Brazil side's Alisson in goal. A back four of that for them of Eder Militao, Marquinhos, Thiago Silva, and Danilo. Casemiro in front of the back four with Paqueta and Neymar just behind Rafinha, Richarlison, and Vinicius Junior. Both sides are unchanged and both sides playing the exact same formation. A 4-1-2-3. So we underway then for the second half. As here's Neymar into the midfield and now Casemiro to play the ball forward. And the ball is given away. And now Rafinha just keeps the ball in play, does well to keep it in with his left foot as he almost took it down with his right. Ball across the face of goal, and almost an own goal there from Gvardiol. And that was a good bit of play from Brazil. And also Gvardiol almost scored an own goal early on there. We'll get the thoughts of Paul in a moment. As Brazil, just coming close there, Paul James.
Yeah, I don't think the defender had much of a choice, to be honest with you, Ross. I think it just he had to make the play, not knowing who was behind him.
Then Neymar's inside the penalty. Neymar with the shot blocked. Brings for Vinicius Junior. Saved by the goalkeeper Livakovic. Now Rafinha again, but the offside flag is up. And Croatia have a let off there, Paul. Back to you with your point there.
Yeah, I don't think the defender really had a choice, but I think this is an excellent save by the goalkeeper. One-on-one with Vinicius Junior there. I mean, that's the best chance Brazil have had in the whole game. And I just wonder whether VAR are looking at something now.
Yes, I think they're looking at a potential penalty for Brazil when the ball came in from that side. And that's not that one there, Paul, which you've just seen from Neymar. This one here, where his arm's away from his body from Jovanovic and he strikes him on the arm. I think VAR may be checking this now, and they are checking a possible penalty for Brazil for an and ball by the right back from Jovanovic of
Yeah, well,
Croatia.
it's number 22. Yeah, that looks like a penalty to me, Russ. That looks like a penalty to me. I think they've got to look at that.
The check is over. No penalty
Are
is
you
being
kidding me?
given, and offside has been given instead, Paul James.
Oh, okay. So it might be because of the offside that's the reason why the penalty wasn't given. Because otherwise, I'd say that was a pretty stonewall penalty.
Yes, they checked off. They checked it, give and decided to give offside instead of the penalty. But I couldn't see who was offside there, Paul. It looked like he was onside Neymar because when the ball came across from this right hand side. So I'm not sure who he was who was given offside because it was Neymar when challenging for the ball before he brought to Vinicius Junior with Juranovic. And Juranovic put his arm across Neymar and he was in front of Neymar when the incident happened. So I can't see how Neymar could be offside there unless he's come back from the offside, which is something which I really irritate about the offsides. Is Modric down the line into Juranovic. Juranovic with the ball in. Is put behind by Danilo. It's a corner kick to Croatia. First corner of the second half for them. And Croatia started getting on the front foot as well at the start of the second half. As Luka Modric will come across to take this corner. Be interesting to see the pictures, the robotic pictures that we sometimes get of that offside call when we get a chance to see them, if we do get a chance to see them. Corner then for Croatia. Perisic, Lovren and Gvardiol inside the penalty area. Comes towards Perisic, who edged the back across. Blocked back in, but offside flag up again. This time for against the Croatian there from Gary Beswick. As we just look at this one, he who's offside here as this ball comes in and two players are offside as both of them were offside there, which I can see why that one was given. But I'm not sure if the Brazilian one was an offside. If I'm being honest with you, as here comes Brazil 5 minutes of the second half gone, it remains Croatia 0, Brazil 0 as the ball is played down the line and out of play for a throw to Brazil. Almost 6 minutes gone of the second half. Thoughts on the early exchanges, Paul?
Well, Brazil have come close and they've had a possible penalty shout denied. I'd like to see the offside as well. I couldn't see who was offside. The offside rule now, though, Ross, has become incredibly complex. It's sometimes I get the feeling that sometimes you've come from an offside position back to an onside position and determine when or if you're interfering with play. And I think that was an explanation for Germany's fourth goal against Costa Rica, by the way, which I couldn't believe was not given offside.
Yes, is the Neymar to fetch the ball away. Neymar Jr. for Brazil. Coming forward on the far side. Cuts in field. Still cutting in field. Sprays it out to this right hand side and Rafinha. Rafinha now coming forward. Lovely work from Rafinha. Now tries to get the ball in towards the penalty area. Cleared away by Sosa. Down the line he goes. Lovely control there from Kramaric and he's out of play for a Brazilian throw in. And Neymar's back on his feet. He went down, looked like he was injured a bit, but he's back on his feet. And Brazil are back in possession with Marquinhos just over halfway on the left hand side as Danilo plays it down the line on the left hand side to Vinicius Junior. Try to play a ball in towards Richarlison to play a 1-2 with the Tottenham forward. But that's cleared away and it's out of play. And here comes Brazil again in possession. Good work from Brazil who try and keep hold of possession and try and have the ball around a bit well to keep the side still in the game and stop Croatia having chances. Croatia stopping Brazil having chances as the ball forward there from Neymar is cut out and now Croatia can try and break here. Now Brozovic is coming forward. Lovely one from Brozovic. Out to Juranovic. Juranovic now splays it to Perisic inside the penalty. Ivan Perisic. Ball in towards the penalty area. From just inside the box towards the back post. Just over it is. But as Kramaric was coming in there, and that's a good bit of play again from Croatia this time, Paul.
Yeah, the pass should have been played earlier, in my opinion. Perisic was right over there, completely on his own. If the pass would have been played earlier, Perisic might have got inside.
Yes, and now Brazil will try and come forward. Can they get the early goal here as they will try and come forward into the Croatian half? Is Danilo just on the halfway line? Just over the halfway line now. Plays into the centre circle and Casemiro back inside his own half to the left, right centre back Thiago Silva. He keeps switching with the Marquinhos, and this ball is cross-field pass from Rafinha into the path of Danilo. Now Neymar, as it looks like Brazil are about to make a change in. I'm trying to see who's about to come on, and I'm wondering who's going to go off as is. Neymar said a penalty area shot save by the goalkeeper, breaks away for Vinicius Junior, keeping all the possession. Pierce from ball by the Croatians. Vinicius Junior keeps the ball in. Play is headed away by Croatia to the edge of the penalty area. Brazil just winning the ball back and just knocking it around well. And that's a good bit of play again from Brazil as they with the ball all the way back to Ellison. There's a play down with an head injury, Juranovic there, and he stayed down and he remains 0-0. And I'm wondering what happened when he stayed down here. Let's have a look at this one. When what happened here is the ball was played through. That's a fantastic effort there, and I think he must have just slipped down as Rafinha is the player to be substituted for Brasilia with Anthony coming on. Rafinha going off. Anthony Paul, are you surprised by that decision at all?
Not at all. I don't think Rafinha has been in the game that much today. He's certainly not been on his best, and I would think bringing on Anthony, who is obviously already in form with Manchester United, is probably a smart decision.
Yes, I say Brazil will try and come forward. Rafinha doesn't look at all happy that he's been substituted then, and you can understand him wanting to try and help his team get through. As it is Anthony now to try and help Brazil get through as the ball's played in towards Richarlison. Richarlison isn't going to take the ball across. Cleared away. Brilliant there. There's Kovacic. And there's a throw into Croatia. As the ball just taken from the Brazil area there. As we just see this bit of play again from Anthony. Lovely ball into Richarlison, who tried to put a ball in boxing. We just cleared well there. Well, that's a good bit of play from the substitute who's just come on Anthony there for Brazil is making his 15th appearance for his country. Is Anthony.
He's only
Who,
22 years old as well, and it was a good build-up there. The Brazilian forwards just couldn't get in the box quick enough.
yeah, it's a good bit of play from him as well. And as Paul Riley says, he's 22 years of age as well. Plays for Manchester United. Only got 2 goals in his international career to date. As we see this ball going forward. Be interesting to see how this game will play out, Paul, as we see the game moving on. Are you looking as if anything can really happen in this next few minutes? 57 minutes at the moment, still 0-0. We're looking forward to seeing in the next 10-15 minutes or so, Paul.
Well, Brazil have had a couple of chances. Neymar forcing a save out of Livakovic, and obviously Vinicius Junior doing the same. They've had a couple of chances, but they've not taken them yet.
Yes, can Brazil take one of their chances, or will Croatia punish them? And this ball split out well by Modric into Juranovic, back to Kramaric. Kramaric looks to get back to Juranovic, and now Dejan Lovren, the former Liverpool defender. Now he's in St. Petersburg. He's their captain and their Iceman in terms of caps in Luka Modric on possession. But now Brozovic has the ball. Good bit of play. Brozovic again. Good bit of play down the line. Kramaric on the edge of the penalty area. Brozovic now. Gets the ball into Kramaric, edge of the box, giving away. And now here's Richarlison. And Richarlison can break. And Richarlison is quite quick when he breaks. Ball towards Vinicius Junior is cut out. And Croatia now going to be back on the front foot as they will try and come forward. Up over halfway. But they give the ball away. Now Brazil back on the front foot. End-to-end game so far. Hope everyone's enjoying the coverage. I agree with Kevin here as well, Paul. It says you don't often see many backwards passes from Brazil, but they've going forward now with Anthony into Richarlison. But his every touch there from the Tottenham forward is gone behind. And I must say, Paul, I agree with Kevin there. You don't really see Brazil playing backwards passes that much.
Well, this is definitely the toughest challenge they've faced in this World Cup. And it's true, you don't see backward passes like this a lot by Brazil. They are struggling a little bit to break down this Croatian defence, although they have created chances. I'm surprised it's still 0-0. In I wouldn't have predicted that at the start of the of proceedings.
Yes, neither would I, Paul. I would have, Brazil would have had a goal or two by now. I'm not saying which way, but I thought we'd seen a goal or two. Maybe 1-1 perhaps, but as we are, it's 0-0. As Paqueta picks up the loose ball into Casemiro. Back to Paqueta and across now to Danilo. Good ball back into Neymar. Danilo goes on the run down that far side if Neymar wants to find him. But Neymar goes one way. Then tries to pick out Vinicius Jr. Tries to go on his ball, which was cut out by the Croatians brilliantly. As now Brozovic just has possession and Kovacic to Luka Modric. As they will try and come forward. Kovacic now holding up possession well. Brozovic now takes over. Will midway inside his own half. It's inside the centre circle. In the centre of the field of play. Plays it to the left hand side now, and Mateo Kovacic will find Josko Gvardiol. Gvardiol will look to give the ball into Brozovic, who finds Kovacic. Back to Brozovic, and Croatia's build-up play, Paul, compared to what it was in the first half, has been very slow. Not really building up very quickly at the moment. Just to say that, they're building up very quickly, passing a bit quicker this time. Because for the majority of the game, for me, Paul, I'm not sure about you, as we'll get your thoughts on it in a second. Croatia have been very sluggish in the build-up play. Is Brazil's been of more speed as is Luka Modric trying to make my ways as they try and come forward. He's nudged off the ball, no free kick, and Brazil will try and come away with it with Neymar as Brazil just keeping hold of possession well. There's Lucas Paqueta, just does well to keep hold of the ball, but he gives the ball away. And now Luka Modric. Can Croatia build up a bit quicker this time? The answer is no, as the ball is cut out. And while Croatia's just having the ball knocking around a bit, Paul, your assessment on that? I said I think Croatia's been a bit slow and sluggish in the build-up play from them.
Yes, but you have to remember they've not got the pace and power that Brazil have on paper at all. They're an aging squad, so it doesn't surprise me that they're a little bit slower in their build-up. For me, I'd like to see them press more, and I'd like to see the final ball be a little bit better from Croatia.
Yes, it's Kovacic will try and help provide that. Into Perisic, low ball in, straight into the arms of Alisson. Easy save for him at the near post. As it remains 0-0. Mike is on. Paulie says, "Hi guys, great game this. Croatia more than holding their own so far. Wouldn't expect Croatia to be gung-go as the underdog. They're doing everything pragmatically." Paul Mike says, "Would you agree with that from Mike?"
Yeah, they're definitely doing everything pragmatically, but they are going to have to press. They're going to have to press. They're going to have to try to score goals. It doesn't always do to show the opponent too much respect. We've seen it in the Premier League time and time again.
Yes, as here comes Brazil in possession. Good bit of footwork this across now. It goes to Thiago Silva. Now Neymar popping up on this near side this time, having played the majority of the game on the left hand side. Into Thiago Silva. There was Marquinhos into. Now it's Thiago Silva who just has the ball. He's out wide to this near side, and there is Anthony now. Go through away from Anthony. Good bit of play this. And now here comes Eder Militao to keep the ball in. Ball is his cross is cleared away. He's out for a throw, which one of the Brazil substitutes, Dani Alves, just gets it quickly to keep Brazil on the front foot. But Lucas Paqueta is taking his time because Brazil are about to make a change, and it's Rodrigo coming on for Vinicius Jr. I'm surprised about that one, Paul. I thought Vinicius Jr. has been one of Brazil's brightest sparks in this game.
Yeah, it's an interesting switch, that one, Russ, and one I honestly can't explain. He has been one of the brighter sparks. He had one shot on target, and of course that was a good save by the goalkeeper. So I'm sort of surprised why that they're doing this, but I guess at the same time they're not able to break down this Croatian defence so easily. So I think the coach is changing up to see if they can shake things up a little bit.
Yes, is Militao. Down line to Anthony. Good into ball into Paqueta. Back to Eder Militao. Now Thiago Silva. Marquinhos. Marquinhos coming forward from the back. Wide it goes to Neymar. No, that's the new man. Rodrigo into Neymar now. Neymar doing well. And Neymar wins this side a free kick. Foul there by Brozovic. Free kick given. No yellow card for the Croatian man.
Yeah, it was
And
a late one, that.
it was Paul, as Mike says. He agrees they have to go for it at some stage, but then they're doing it in stages. If they can keep Brazil out, then they can go for it more with about 15 minutes to go. But he does say that is a dangerous tactic, though, from the Croatians. It's like Dalic, if that's the approach that he wants to play. As a shot comes in, it's blocked, and it goes out of play for a throw to Brazil after that free kick was blocked. Brazil just keeping possession. Here's the substitute now. Rodrigo. It was a penalty. Paqueta's there. Paqueta! Lucas Paqueta shot saved! Brilliant by Livakovic. And that's one of the best chances Brazil have created in the second half. And Lucas Paqueta going behind and forced another good save out of Livakovic.
Yeah, it was a wonderful save, actually. And again, it's a one-on-one with Brazil. That's the second one they've had in this second half. Again, smart goalkeeping by Livakovic making himself big.
Yes, as a ball is just corner coming cleared away after a flick on the near post. He's headed back up into the air. Militao flicks the ball on. Eder Militao's shot is blocked. Comes towards the far side. Romic Neymar. Brozovic is there, but brilliant play from Eder Militao to win the ball back and keep Brazil on the front foot. Rodrigo to Neymar. Good bit of play this is now. Brazil are just keeping out of the play. Here is Anthony twisting one way, then the other, the Brazilian. Does well for there, Anthony, to keep out of possession and he splits it inside. Ball is out wide to the far side, and now here is Rodrigo. Rodrigo going one way, then the other. Goes back now to the left back there, and Danilo, Marquinhos. And there is a good bit of play from Brazil to keep up the ball ticking over. Ball in towards the penalty area, headed away just over the head of Neymar. Now Rodrigo just chasing back, and Rodrigo can't get there. As Croatia will try and attack. Can Croatia keep the ball moving as we've played half of the second half, the first part of the second half, and on 7 and a half minutes almost played. Thoughts on the second half so far, Paul?
Well, it's similar to the first half, really. Brazil putting the pressure on, trying to create chances. I think they've created more chances in this second half. They've had a bit of luck getting behind that Croatian defence. For Croatia, they're starting to come out their shell a little bit, but they need. I still feel at this point they need to press more.
Yes, as Casemiro picks up a booking there for the challenge on Andre Kramaric. He's shaking his head. Doesn't agree with that decision from Michael Oliver. And he'll probably be able to talk to him about it when both return to action when he's in charge of a Manchester United game. As Michael Oliver referees in the Premier League as well, for those that do not know. If you're just tuning in to us, thank you very much for choosing us. You'll be listening on one of these channels. The commentary up 2, JB Sports, Turton Talk Football, Storm FM, and also on our Twitch channels. Brazil, the Croatia are preparing a double change here in a second or so, as they will try and change things to get back into the game. I wonder if Brazil can get the first goal, but not like that, as a ball for looking towards Paqueta is cut out. Kovacic is there through the legs of Anthony. as Croatia just keep hold of possession. Will Croatia make attacking substitutions when they make their change? I wonder. They've got the likes of Budimir, Petkovic, Orsic, all on the bench who can change this game in their favour. Is a throw in to Croatia as they come forward on that far side, their right hand side. Janovic throws the ball back to Lovren though. So they're playing it backwards and they're in a good position to try and get forward, but then they have to go back and start all over again when they got that thrown, which I'm really surprised about. They didn't try and keep it on the back foot instead of letting them have a bit of breathing space and breathing time at the moment as they have it on just on halfway with Mateo Kovacic. Brozovic now. Kovacic again. Dejan Lovren picks up the loose ball and spreads it out wide to this far side of Juranovic. Good play this from Croatia just to knuckle the ball around a bit and keep the ball moving. Mateo Kovacic. As there's Richarlison who gives away the free kick. Kovacic is held back to his feet by Richarlison. Those two probably have a chat about it when they face off against each other. Chelsea against Tottenham. It'll be when those two face each other. As it looks as though it's Nikola Vlasic and Bruno Petkovic are the two players about to come on for Croatia. From what I've just seen down on the touchline. Wait to see what they're going to come on for. As Croatia will try and attack. Is Juranovic just keeping on the possession into Brozovic just inside his own half. Brozovic across now to Gvardiol. Now Luka Modric on halfway. Must play the ball down the right hand side. Lovely ball into Juranovic. Here's Kremich on the edge of the box. Kremich, shot is blocked. Elbow in the back there on Rodrigo. And there's a free kick there. And now the two subs will be made with Bruno Petkovic and Nikola Vlasic about to come on. As Petkovic is replacing Kramaric, who hasn't added to his 22 international goals for Croatia. Can Petkovic add to his 6 goals for Croatia as he comes onto the field? And so there's Kramaric just making his way off of the field of play. As
very slow in getting off.
He is, as here comes the substitute Petkovic, and then it's Pasalic going off as well for Nikola Vlasic, and both players there, Paul, were very, very slow to coming off.
Yeah, I think the referee should be dishing out yellow cards. I mean, they were just wandering off like they had all day.
Yes, as here's Brazil back in possession. Rodrigo back. It goes to Danilo. Now Marquinhos. Alisson just keeps hold of the ball. Good bit of play to Marquinhos, who will try and make their way forward. It's Rodrigo. Good play this as they will come forward. Can they get the goal to get into the lead as the ball's played out to this right side? Now as Militao just keeps the possession inside the centre circle is Marquinhos. Now Neymar has come short for it. There is Rodrigo across into Eder Militao. Further out wide is Anthony. And Anthony attacks down the right hand side. He goes down on the edge of the box. No free kick given. And now under the challenge of Ivan Perisic, as Croatia will try and come forward. It's cut out. And here comes Brazil. Neymar in towards the penalty area, looking, try and get forward, but it's cut out well by Juranovic. As there is the substitute Rodrigo going across to take the throw in, and he takes it quickly and gets the ball back now. Rodrigo, Neymar. What can Neymar do here? Ball in towards the penalty area, and it's saved in the end by Livakovic, who makes a fantastic save. And we just see this incident again, and that should be a booking there for Anthony for me, Paul. No contact whatsoever. And he goes down. This should be a yellow card there for me.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you, Ross. The referee should have got a yellow card out immediately for that.
Mike, I've not mentioned about the Leeds winning the trophy last night, which is a game I saw last night. Leeds United winning a trophy, which I'll tell you about when we get a stoppage in place. Croatia are just going to be attacking.
Well, you mentioned it now,
Here's
Ross.
I've not mentioned what trophy we've won, Paul, and how we got on in the trophy game yesterday against Elche. I suppose out of place, I'll quickly mention it now. Leeds United won the Festa Deluxe Trophy, beating Elche by 2-1. Leeds went to go behind through Yosan on 45 minutes before 2 second half goals from young striker Joe Gellar and Leeds midfielder and Polish midfielder Mateusz Klich getting the other goal. Klich, are we reading at half time, has been linked with a move away from Leeds United in this upcoming January transfer window. I'll tell you where to in a moment. As Brazil are almost in with with, with Charleston, but Livakovic just clears it away. As now Luka Modric just has it inside his own office. Brozovic now just gets the ball across to Gvardiol. He's been linked away with a move to DC United of the MLS. Mateusz Klich, and it looked as though that might be one of his final appearances for Leeds yesterday. Mateusz Klich, after last night, he lifted up the trophy and ran across to the fans with the trophy, and then was clapped by the teammates. So, and as we break off, as Brazilian, and he's just put away from Rodrigo. No, his Neymar, and he's just stayed by Livakovic again, Paul, and that's a good bit of play again from Brazil.
That's a third chance they've had one-on-one with Livakovic, but all three times he's made an excellent save. Are Brazil going to be able to break down the Great Wall of Livakovic?
Yes, it is Neymar with the corner, ball into a penalty, bouncing around. Croatia trying to get away, and they can try and break here if they can wear this well. Modric is fouled, and it's going to be a yellow card for the Brazilian who brought him down there, Marquinhos. And that's a challenging. As I was saying, Mateusz Klich with that trophy for Leeds last night went across to the fans. They were all clapping. It was clapped, doing so by the teammates and the coaching staff. Then all of the teammates and coaching staff were giving him a hug on the pitch last night and saying thanks. It looks like that could have been one of his final games for Leeds United, as Brazil just win a free kick, followed Danilo by Vlasic there. As we get back to this game now. Mike, we weren't going to mention it if you went to have brought it up, my friend. If Mike hasn't fetched up, I wouldn't even mention about that with Leeds last night.
As Mike so eloquently puts it, the FedEx Cup.
Yeah, yes, he does. And I had to laugh when he said that yesterday on my Facebook status as well. That was fun to watch. As here comes Brazil in possession. Marquinhos comes towards halfway. The ball's over on that far side. Here's Neymar. Does Neymar. Into Richarlison, back into Neymar, back towards Richarlison. It's cleared away by Croatia. And Brazil trying to win the ball back, but it's being given as a foul in there as Croatia win a free kick. And it remains 0-0. Mike says he loves Livakovic. He says he always signs him on Football Manager. He's a quality keeper. And regarding Livakovic, he says he reckons he'll be in the Premier League in a few years. Would you agree with that, Paul?
Well, I think he's certainly good enough. Whether or not he wants to leave Dinamo Zagreb to go into the Premier League is another matter. But he's certainly good enough. I mean, he's made some excellent saves today.
He has. Here comes Croatia with the ball forward, cleared away as Brazil will try an attack. What can they do here now as they're back in possession with Danilo? Into Eder Militao, the Real Madrid defender, 24 years of age. Into Lucas Paqueta of West Ham United, who's 25 years of age. Paqueta takes the throw to Militao. and gets it back, just gets into Casemiro now. Into the centre circle, and Marquinhos just over halfway now. Lovely ball forward. Richarlison. Back towards Paqueta and it's cut out. And now Croatia with Modric can break. Can Croatia get the late winner here? Or will we go to extra time? It's looking more and more likely as it stands, Paul. We're going to go to extra time in this game.
Oh, don't speak too soon, Ross. I mean, Brazil are creating chances. So far they've been denied by the goalkeeper, but we're talking about a very talented Brazilian team. So who knows? Maybe, maybe not.
Yes, there's Brazil still on the attack now. It was a penalty area. It comes to the back person, Rodrigo. Rodrigo inside the box. Puts it back to Paqueta. Shot save by the great wall of Dominic Livakovic again. Keeping out this Brazilian side, Paul.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job. He is keeping Croatia in the game. And I think for Croatia's point perspective, they'll be happy with penalties. They've had a great success on penalties in the World Cup. 2018, they won two against Denmark and Russia, and so far they've won one against Japan. So they may well be happy with penalties.
Yes, as can Croatia get into the lead, or will they hold on for penalties? As here, or Brazil trying to get into the game. As Mike says, they need to fetch on Gabriel Martinelli, Brazil, to help them get into this game. I wonder if that could be right, and if you think that's a good call, Paul. We'll get your opinions on that right now. Actually, as Brazil just trying to know the ball around. Do you agree that Martinelli, if he comes on, could make a difference and could help unlock this Croatian door?
It's possible. I don't see any harm in bringing him on. It's a different approach, but I don't think the problem is creating chances. I think it's finishing chances that's the issue. They've created several chances in the second half, but they've not been able to finish them, and some of that has been down to, of course, the wonderful work by Livakovic in goal.
Yes, that's a poor ball forward this time though from Anthony, and he runs into the path of the goalkeeper Livakovic, as me and Paul are going to be nicknaming him for the rest of the game, the Great Wall of Livakovic, as Croatia try and come forward. Can Brozovic keep hold of possession? He can, but he gives the ball away. Can they come forward here this time? What can they do with possession? Through Casemiro, Brazil. Out wide to Rodrigo. Rodrigo. Good play from Rodrigo. Now ball in towards the penalty area. And it was go from Richarlison is over. Richarlison stays down. And there is going to be a goal kick to Croatia. And that was a wonderful ball in. Just going to keep his head down. And good play from Josko Gvardiol will put Richarlison off there, Paul.
Yeah, that's good. That's good defensive work. And well, with 8 minutes to go, Ross, I gotta be honest. I just want to clear something up with you. Do you want my player of the match before extra time if it goes that far, or do you want me to wait to give it you during extra time?
We'll do it before extra time than we normally would. Paul on the channel this time around. So
Okay.
I'll get yours in around about 5 or so, in around about 3 or so minutes. As Croatia
Okay.
just win a free kick over on that far side. As Brazil will fetch on another player now, and it's not going to be Gabriel Martinelli. It's going to be Pedro, as Vlasic was fouled there. As we see some Brazilian fans just dancing in the crowd. As Pedro is now just going to come on, the 25-year-old from Flamenco. And he's going to replace Richarlison. And what have you made of Richarlison's performance in the game?
Well, he's been bright throughout the game. I think he's played okay. He's been a threat to the Croatian defence. But again, like I said earlier, it's really down to the finishing rather than the creation of chances that's the issue for Brazil right now.
Yes, can Brazil take one of the chances that they may create late on? Or will the Great Wall of Livakovic keep strong and keep Croatia in this tie? And potentially take it to extra time and maybe penalties. We've got 6 minutes left to play, plus stoppage time, for us to find a winner. Can Croatia do it, or will it be Brazil? Josip Juranovic to take a throw in towards the penalty area. Breaks inside the penalty. Comes to Vlasic. Shot is blocked. And now Brazil will try and break with Neymar. Neymar is dispossessed. And Brazil will try and come forward. But Alisson, with a wayward pass this time from the Liverpool goalkeeper. Not very often I've said Alisson's played a wayward pass. Not whether I've covered Croatia or whether I've covered Liverpool. Whether I've covered Brazil or Liverpool, I've not said Alisson's done a wayward pass before. As here's Sosa, edge of the penalty area, going well, and now Anthony can try and break. As here comes Rodrigo into Neymar. Neymar's running forward. He's got Danilo out wide of him on the left-hand side. Danilo to Neymar. Neymar once more. Back to Danilo. Danilo rolls into Casemiro, who tried to line up the shot and he was took away from him as he tried to line up the shot. Paqueta out wide now, trying to inside the penalty. The Manchester United forward. Shot comes in from Militao. Shot again from Militao, red wide. He's going out for a corner. And Brazil knocking on the door again, Paul, but can't find the way past the goal then.
Great defending. 2 shot blocks there. And it's gone behind for a corner, but fantastic defending again by Croatia.
Yes, fantastic defending from Croatia. Can Dominik Livakovic keep Croatia in this? The Great Wall of Livakovic. Can he keep Brazil out and keep Croatia in the game? I wonder. Interesting to find out if they can. We'll get the Paul James's player of the match in a second. Mike says this is better from Brazil. No, Brazil better from Croatia. They're putting some pressure on now. Need to be wary of the counter attack though, as there is the original and R9. The original Ronaldo. As no foul in there as it goes behind for a goal kick to Croatia. But it looks as though that should have been a free kick to Brazil there, Paul.
Well, he's got his hands all over him. But we've seen from Michael Oliver today some interesting decisions. Not to forget that back pass. It was clearly a back pass right in front of Michael Oliver's eyes. Couldn't understand why he didn't give that.
Yes, as we see Josko Gvardiol coming forward. Go across to Paul. Next time there's a breaking play to get his play of the match. As we get ready for Mateo Kovacic with the ball. What can Brozovic do here? Good bit of play from Brozovic to get out wide today, John Lovren. Lovren will look up, find Brozovic, who can control well and play the ball into the path of Luka Modric for Croatia. Can Croatia get the ball forward? No, they can't, because Brazil have just blown that one. Can they get forward this time? They can get forward, but then they have to go backwards again, because Brazil are closing the angles for balls to go forward. Here's Kovacic to try and work an angle. Try and work a ball forward. Perisic is back to bite in. Sosa now on the front foot for Croatia. Edge of the box. Pekovic can't get a striking on goal. Can Croatia, who is coming forward now, get a late winner here? We'll go next time there's a stoppage in play or the ball goes out of play. We'll get the thoughts of Paul James for his play of the match. Sosa just keeps the ball in. Brozovic. Good play from Brozovic, who's doing well, and Croatia just having to defend. Here's Brozovic again. And now here is Modric to Brozovic. Dejan Lovren just knocking the ball around well here for Croatia. Can Croatia get a late winner? Luka Modric trying to help them provide that. And what a ball from Luka Modric. Picks out Ivan Perisic just inside the box. Breaks for Bruno Sosa. Sosa's ball in is cleared away. It was a poor ball in. And now Brazil will try and break. Here's Neymar coming forward. Neymar for Rodrigo. Rodrigo coming forward. Rodrigo coming forward. Wonderful challenge. Almost broken to path of Anthony's. Brazil tries to come forward. Kovacic is bad there to defend. Just Kovacic does well as Guardiola just clears downfield. But then Brazil have just won the ball back well off Petkovic. Neymar. Ball over the top. Looking for the run of Pedro. And the ball goes out of play. Throwing to Brazil. Natal takes it quickly. Anthony does well to find Casemiro. Now Neymar. Good ball to Anthony. Anthony delivers a ball in. Headed away by Guardiola as Brazil just keep hold of possession. Can they get something here as we enter 4 minutes at a time at the end of this second half before we have to go to extra time? Edge of the penalty area is Eder Militao. Good play this. Here is Neymar to Rodrigo. Rodrigo with the ball in. He's put behind for a corner. And while the ball's down for a corner, Paul James, time for you to give your player of the match in this game, Paul.
Dominic, the Great Wall of Livakovic is the player of the match today, Russ.
Yes, we'll get your thoughts on why in a moment. As this corner is just put in, is cleared away out for a throw to Brazil. Why have you gone for Dominic, the Great Wall of Livakovic, as your player of the match, Paul James?
Well, because he's this game would be over by now if it wasn't for him. This game would be done and dusted. He has shut Brazil out, and that is some task.
Absolutely. Dominic, the Great Wall of Livakovic, our player of the match, sponsored by the brilliant commentary services. Barry Swain's company as the ball in towards the penalty area. Brazil trying to get the ball back and is cleared away. Marquinhos throws out to Petkovic. And now Brazil just get the ball back well via Danilo to help get Brazil back on the front foot. Can Brazil get a late winner here now, which would break Croatian hearts and would be very harsh on Croatia as well? Not too like that, because there's a free kick being given to Croatia. Found ball by Anthony, and Croatia will just take their time over this free kick. And they're just wasting their own time here, Croatia, to try and get the ball forward. And Mike has said 100% had to be on about Livakovic.
I don't think there was much doubt in my mind, Russ, as to who that player of the match should be. I mean, he's been outstanding.
Yes, outstanding performance from Livakovic. Is Brozovic. Can Croatia snatch LA winner here and provide another shock in this World Cup? Josko Gvardiol coming up towards halfway, spraying the ball out wide to this left hand side in Jovanovic. Now Croatia coming forward again. Petkovic with the ball in towards the penalty area. Breaks towards the edge of the box. Can't pick out Kovacic on the edge of the box now. Rodrigo can break. Rodrigo goes down. Free kick to Brazil. Fouled by Luka Modric. On Rodrigo. And says Rodrigo, that could have been a potential yellow card there, really, Paul, couldn't it?
It could have been, and it would have meant that if Croatia had gone through, Luka Modric would have been suspended.
Yes, but he's still on the field. No booking there for Luka Modric, who, as Paul Riley says, if he gets booked today, will be suspended. What can Brazil do? Yeah, can they get something out of this game? I wonder. As the ball is with Marquinhos. Good play out wide now. Neymar. Neymar's dropped deep. Here's Paqueta. Good play. In the final 30 seconds of added time, looks like we're going to head to extra time. Unless Anthony can score from here. Anthony goes for goal and he's straight down the throat of the Great Wall of Livakovic.
Yeah, he's not put a foot wrong all afternoon, has he?
No, not put a foot wrong all afternoon. And I'm dread to think, Paul, if he goes all the way to the P word, if he puts the full wrong in the P word, that we could potentially have. As we've gone into extra time, full time then, extra time to come. At the end of, as is finished, 0-0 after 90 minutes. As we're now heading into extra time. Paul James, your thoughts on the entire game so far?
Well, it's been Brazilian dominated. They've certainly in the second half they created more chances. Livakovic has kept Croatia in it. Croatia have tried to press. They have tried to come forward, but they've just not put Alisson under any pressure at all. He really hasn't had to do a great deal. So it should be very interesting to see how this extra time plays out.
Yeah, so we're just going to take a quick break, and then when we return, the extra time will start. Welcome back to the Current Troops coverage of Croatia against Brazil. And the first period of extra time is 18 seconds old, as there's been no changes from the end of the second half period, as it is Brazil in the attacking from right to left in the first period of extra time. I wonder if we'll see a goal in extra time as the ball is played towards the far side. It's brought down as it's headed behind there from the Brazilians, and it's behind for a corner to Brazil, should I say, headed out by the number 19 Borna Sosa, and it'll be the number 19 Anthony that will tear this one. Neymar goes across as well, as we see this game unfold. Can Eder Militao get it on this? It'll be Neymar to take. He'll whip the ball in towards the penalty area. Let's go up, let's go across the face of goal. Lucas Paqueta chasing him just to keep the ball in play. And he goes down. Like Lever says, a throw into Croatia. I was wondering where he did there, Mark Lever, for a second. Couldn't really see where he did. There's no things in
Didn't look
Paqueta
that
going
bad,
down
Ross.
there. No foul in there. And for me, he could have easily get, instead of throwing, he could easily get a free kick to Croatia because Lucas Paqueta handballed it before the ball went out to play there.
Yeah, but I think that didn't look that bad. But he looks to have picked up a knock there. He looks very, very uncomfortable. Does Paqueta?
Yes, but it's a throw in to Croatia. 92 minutes gone. 2 minutes of the extra time period gone. It remains Croatia 0, Brazil 0. What can we see here? What can Brazil or Croatia conjure up in extra time then? Or will we go all the way, Paul, to the dreaded P that we do not like to see?
You don't like to see it. I like to see it. I love it. It's one of my favourites. I don't know if it'll go that far. We'll see.
Yes, I'm not sure if we'll go that far either, Paul, but you never know. As there's a free kick given to Brazil, foul on Anthony. In this game, as we see Brazil trying to come forward, I wonder if we will get to go to penalties come the end of this game. I wonder.
You got to wonder whether one goal will be enough for us.
Yes, I was actually just thinking that as well, Paul. If one goal will be enough for either side to win it, because at the moment, Paul, if one side are going to get it, with the way they've had more shots and everything, you would have to say it'd be Brazil, but the grey wall of Livakovic has kept them out so far. I'm wondering how far he'll be able to keep them out, or whether he will be able to keep them out as Anthony wins a free kick for his side. Foul there by Borna Sosa. They're wanting a free kick. I think they're wanting a booking there for Sosa, but the referee's not giving it.
For what exactly? Like, did you see him go down? Look at this again. It's... Oh my goodness.
Rodrigo with the ball in towards the penalty area, and the ball goes just behind for a goal kick to Croatia. So we just see the ball again, and Brozovic goes down quite easily there, and he's little kick on him there from Neymar, but he was already going down before Neymar even kicked him. That's a laughing matter. I can't believe that.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a little bit of this going on all the way through the game. the play acting, the diving, and it does make it harder for the referee, to be fair to him.
It does. If you're tuning for the very first time, very good afternoon to you all. Or now should I say early evening. Just gone 5 o'clock here in the UK. As we've got 8 o'clock. What about 8 o'clock local? Just gone 8 o'clock local time in Qatar. As here comes Anthony, who turns away well from his man, which is Sosa. Perisic chats him now. Sosa about there too. But there is Brazil coming forward again. Anthony, the Manchester United man, into Lucas Paqueta. Casemiro. Out wide to Rodrigo. Out wide to Danilo. Danilo with the ball in. Headed away at the back post by Sosa. And now Croatia. Can they counter attack? It's Pekovic. Here's Neymar. Good play this one, Brazil, just to keep the pressure on. They may have lost at times, but they've won it back very, very quickly. As Anthony delivers the ball in towards the penalty area, the back post, and the back of course goes down. Referee says penalty. Referee says no. Cleared away. In towards the penalty area, cleared away at the edge of the box. Still going, goes down. Referee again says, this time says a free kick to Croatia. Foul on the edge of the penalty area on Luka Modric. And that is a brilliant bit of good spin away by Anthony there initially, Paul. And then how quick is Anthony once he gets past is the players there, as we see the Brazilian fans just holding up a replica of the trophy that they've got. But here comes Brozovic, who turns away from his man, goes down and wins a free kick. There, foul in there from Neymar. And the referee, Michael Oliver, has given a free kick. It remains Croatia 0, Brazil 0. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary hub.
Looks a little nervous, does Michael Oliver, doesn't he? Strange for a referee of his experience.
Yeah, he did look a bit nervous there getting that decision, but maybe he didn't think it should have been a free kick. But the officials have told him it's got to be Aziz Alexandro about to come on now for Brazil, as they will try and tear the lead in this game and break down the great wall of Dominic Livakovic. I wonder if the Croatian goalkeeper will be beaten at all in this game. I remember seeing one penalty shootout a few weeks ago, Paul, and I'm going to fetch these back into this. It was a under 21s game in the Pizza Trophy, the Papa John's Trophy, and it was against Crewe, and it went to extra time, and I think, if I remember correctly and spot only, Crewe ended up winning that one 1-0 in the shootout. The penalties were that dreadful. I'm hoping if we do go to penalties, it's not going to be that dreadful today. Well, it was a penalty area from Rodrigo, and that goes all the way wide. And with the air of Rodrigo and the same air and style of Neymar, I keep getting them two at times mixed up, and that's a good bowling from Rodrigo, and he couldn't get to an end of it there. As Pedro's also got the same air now, so there's 3 players on the pitch with the same air, which is going to be very hard for us to differentiate. I'll do my very best to do that, as here comes Croatia down the right hand side through Nikola Vlasic. Vlasic does well to hold up the play and find Luka Modric. Lovely way from Luka Modric. Vlasic out wide of him. Plays out wide to Vlasic. Ball into the penalty area, cleared away. And Brazil will try and come away with the ball as Kovacic wins the ball back. Shot coming in is blocked. As a free kick is being given for a foul by Mateo Kovacic of Chelsea, the 28-year-old. It remains Croatia 0, Brazil 0. Almost 10 minutes gone over the extra time period. And your thoughts on the game so far, Paul?
Well, it's pretty much continued with the way of things. Brazil have been creating chances. That ball into the box was a really good one. It was right into that corridor of uncertainty. I think Brazil, they just got the forward in just a bit further. Could have taken advantage of that.
Yes, can Croatia hearts be broken as Brazil come forward? It's Eder Militao. Wide to Anthony. Good work from Anthony. Edge of the penalty area. Back to Eder Militao. Back to Anthony now. Anthony going one way then the other. And goes back to Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva with the ball in. And an acrobatic effort there in the end from Pedro. Didn't connect on it, come to cleanly. And the ball fell gratefully into the arms of Dominic, the grey wall of Livakovic. 0-0.
Yeah, I think you are going to have your work cut out as well with the bleach blonde hair players because the numbers on the back are just about impossible to read. So you will have your work cut out, but yeah, you're doing a good job, Ross.
Yes, thank you very much, Paul. As Kevin says, too much bleach from Brazil. And John Gontier says, great job, thanks. Thank you, John. If you like what you're hearing and you're the first time here, just press that like button if you can. That's if you're on one of the YouTube channels. Yes, you're on YouTube. Press the like button down below this video. Then go across. If you've not pressed it, press that subscribe button and press that notification bell as well. You get content like this majority of the time is conversation the penalty. Conversation shot block cleared away as Brazil will try and get away with from the edge of their own penalty area. It's cleared away up towards halfway. And now, what can Brazil do here is Militao into Neymar, who just loses out. And now Modric is away. It's just got players coming forward now. Oh, lovely play this is. Still going Croatia. Edge of the penalty. Shot coming in and just over the bar. Oh, it's just over there
Chance.
in the end from Brozovic. And what a bit of play, first of all, down the left-hand side, Paul James.
Yeah, it was a super bit of play. Now, he had a bit of time and space, but what a chance this was. What a chance. And Croatia haven't had a single shot on goal in the entire game. And that was the best chance that Croatia have had in the whole match, and they may well regret missing that.
Yes, so it remains Croatia 0, Brazil 0 as the ball comes forward. Neymar can't get forward. There's offside flag is up against the Brazilian. Brozovic to find Luka Modric. And now, Luka Modric into Perisic. What can they do here? Ball over the top. It's cleared away. He comes out towards the far side and Sosa are almost in there on that far side. Now Brazil can break down the side. It's Anthony. Lovely one from Anthony. Good bit of play from Anthony. And he's out of play for a throw to Brazil and him and Perisic having a bit of exchange there between Anthony and Perisic.
Just to let John know in the comment section, he was asking how to subscribe. John, in order to subscribe, you've got to sign into your YouTube account, and then the subscribe button is just there at the bottom. And then if you hit the notification bell as well, you'll get a notification every time we're about to do a live game.
Yes, as we break, and he's still Croatia 0, Brazil 0. And thank you very much for tuning in, John. You're very welcome to join us every game that we do. And keep us locked as we bring you more coverage like this for the remainder of the World Cup. Then we'll be taking a break, and then we'll be bringing you some Premier League coverage and some domestic league coverage as well. Hopefully, we'll have a domestic cup coverage. The FA Cup game from last night between Gillingham and Dagenham and Redbridge. Due to technical problems last night, we couldn't fetch you last night, so hopefully we'll be able to fetch you that game on delayed at over the weekend as we into the end of the first period of extra time. And no word on how many minutes of stoppage time there's going to be. We're getting now there's 1 minute to stoppage time in the end of this first period of extra time, and it remains Croatia 0, Brazil 0. If you're just tuned in, keep locked as we bring you the full coverage of this one all the way till the end of the game. It's ball play through. Neymar's penalty. Neymar! And Brazil have opened the scoring against Croatia in extra time. And it's all break for Croatia. They do not deserve this game at all. They do not deserve to be in this game. They do not deserve it. And it's broken hearts now for Croatia as Brazil lead on the stroke of half time. In extra time, it's Croatia 0, Brazil 1.
It took a bit of magic, and there it was. Well, let's just take a look at this again. Just basically the way this worked out is when Neymar, this is Neymar at his best, just running at the defence, skipping inside the two defenders, round the goalkeeper, and he puts it in the roof of the net. Well, I always thought it would take a little bit of magic just to unlock this Croatian defence, and there it was. Wow.
Wow, indeed, Paul. What a game. What coverage that we've had. Brazil lead by a goal to nil thanks to Neymar's goal in first off stoppage time of extra time. It's Croatia 0, Brazil 1, and Brazil could be on the march through to the semi-finals of the World Cup as Neymar just celebrates brilliantly, and this is absolutely fantastic. And like Mike said, that was excellent. Just to dance through two of players, those two players with ease before taking it past the grey wall of Livakovic to fire into the back of the net. And you can see how heartbroken Zlatko Dalic is and his Croatian players are as we come towards the end of first period of extra time. We've almost played 3 minutes of the minute that was added on. As this comes Croatia towards the penalty. Can a shot come in? No, it's cleared away. Oliver just has a look at his watch. Breaks for Luka Modric. Modric coming forward. And there is half time in extra time. And Brazil are leading out the break in extra time. It's Croatia 0, Brazil 1. And Paul, thoughts on that first 15 minutes?
Well, Croatia had the chance, and I said to you, didn't I, just before the Brazilian goal, when Croatia had that chance, they didn't take it. They might get punished for it. They did get punished for it. I think, to be honest with you, I don't want to say Brazil deserve it. Brazil deserve the lead. They've been the better side. But I feel very heartfelt for Livakovic in the Croatian goal because he doesn't deserve to be on the losing side. But it's just been one of them, hasn't it? You know, it was just a bit of magic that just undid Livakovic and undid the Brazilian defense. Undid the Croatian defense.
Yes, absolutely. Like Kevin Benson has said here, Paul says, wow, deserved lead. He was a deserved lead as well. And Mike Holloman has said, nothing less than Brazil deserve, but you have to feel sorry for Livakovic. Outstanding from Neymar. What one a great finish. He says, and he just put Brazil have been dominant, so I'd have to say they do deserve it based on the chances, and that's absolutely spot on. The second half of extra time will be kicking off very, very shortly, but while we're waiting for that, we're just going to take a quick break. Join us again in a minute or two. Welcome back to the coverage here on the commentary up, also on commentary up 2, JB Sports, Storm FM, Turton Talks Football for the very first time, and also we are on Turton Talks Football, that is, and also on Twitch, as Alexandro comes on and he replaces Eder Militao. And Paul, your thoughts on Eder Militao in that first half of extra time in the match so far, as Fred will also come on for Brazil and he replaces Lucas Paqueta. So your thoughts on those double changes?
I think for me, they're more changes to rest the players, to be honest. I believe Croatia have made a substitution as well. Kovacic has gone off, and I want to say I'm pretty confident, and I'll just double check it. Lovro Meja has come on for Croatia.
Yes, we'll double check that sub there and let you know
It is
for that
confirmed.
one. Yes, and that change has been confirmed, as Paul Riley said. Lovro Major on for Mateo Kovacic and Alexandro, and Fred on for Militao and Paquetas. We're into the it is the aforementioned Meyer, who just keeps on the position and wins his side a free kick. Can Croatia get an equaliser, which is what the won't deserve on the balance of play, but will deserve from the goalkeeping from the grey wall of the Livakovic, as Luka Modric will take the free kick and be whipping this ball in towards the penalty area, but it's cleared away as we head into the 106th minute. Ball is played out wide to this far side, and Brozovic now. Down the line it goes to Meyer. Meyer with the ball in. Cleared away by Fred inside the penalty area. Headed back forward. As here comes, let's go, Gvardiol. Gvardiol of Croatia. Playing it out wide. Ivan Perisic does well. Perisic with the ball in. It goes all the way to the far side. Luka Modric is there. Can't keep the ball in play. And he's out to play for a throw to Brazil. And Rodrigo just kicks the ball away. It's a time waste. And I think that should be a booking for Rodrigo, the Real Madrid player, 21-year-old, making his 12th cap today. One goal before for Brazil. Be interesting to see if they'll be able to score any more goals in this game. I wonder what Brazil can do as we try and fetch this ball forward. And now, wonderful run down the far side from Brazil, but it's cut out. There's Rivaldo will just keep hold of possession. And there's the substitute, number 24, Bremer, who's also come on. Didn't notice who Bremer came on for for Brazil.
I'll get the answer for you, Ross. Are you sure
I'm just,
Bremer's on?
yes, I'm sure that's what he just said on back of his shirt, number 24. I'm sure that's what he just said in the midfield when he ran forward, closing the ball down there. But he doesn't look like he's come on, but he did look like it was 24.
Okay, we'll get an extra substitute at extra time as well, so it's possible. We'll keep an eye on it.
We'll keep an eye on that one for you guys. As we're not seeing who's gone off. There's Rodrigo, though, to clear the ball over the top, and now Neymar can chase. Neymar goes down under the change of Gvardiol, and Gvardiol goes down under the change of Neymar. Play on, says the referee. As we see the ball trying to come forward. As we see Brazil and Croatia go head to head. Corner to Croatia, come off Fred. And you try and get see who come off for Bremer there. You look like he's on the field, Bremer, from what I can see. He's a corner though to Croatia to be taken by Luka Modric on this near side. And now here is a sub for Croatia, which we'll see the number 17 Budimir coming on. and he will replace the number 19 Borna Sosa. So an attacker on for a defender, something that Zlatko Dalic will have to chuck towards. Can they cause a few problems here? And is Maya, Brozovic, Modric, Brozovic, Maya again. Maya with a crossing towards the back post. Brought down well at the back post from Petkovic. Lovren's there, cleared away. And now here comes Neymar. Towards halfway, has to turn back and just keep hold of the ball. And he goes out of play for a throw to Croatia. Perisic to take. And in fact, Paul, when I'm looking at it, it wasn't Bremer that I saw, it was Pedro. So it looked like he was 24 on the back of his shirt, but because of the colour, it looked like he was 24, but he's actually 25, I saw. So Bremer hasn't come on. So
Yeah,
right there,
it happens, Ross. Don't worry about it. Those numbers are impossible to read.
As there is Ivan Perisic and is cleared away by Brazil, but Lovren will come again for Croatia. Can they cause a few problems? Lovren with the ball into a penalty, and then towards goal, it breaks down, and there's a free kick given away. In there's Thiago Silva remains down, and there's a free kick there to Brazil, fouled by Budimir on Thiago Silva, who remains down inside the penalty area. Still Croatia, no Brazil 1.
One of our listeners, John Gontier, would like us to mention Gibraltar Wave FC. You know anything about them, Russ?
I don't, Paul. I don't know much about them. I think, if I remember correctly, I think Gibraltar Wave FC came into one of our streams the other day, and when one of our commentators was on, and I think John is part of them. So big shout out to Gibraltar Wave FC, and that was Neymar's 77th goal for Brazil, which has put them 1-0 up, and it's 8th at a World Cup as well. So Brazil are just, and Neymar are just magnificent, just out of this world. Neymar is just another level. He's going to be up there. He's up there with Messi and Ronaldo in terms of goats of this era of football. We had the likes of Maradona and players like that, and Pele, players like that, but now we've got the likes of Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Neymar in this bracket. I wonder if the next bracket will include the likes of Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe, players like that. In that
I think
team.
it has to, doesn't it?
It has to, yes, Paul. You quite right. There's Meia, plays the ball out wide to the far side. Meia there again. Good bit of players. Gvardiol from Lovren's pass. Now, Luka Modric, the captain, the experienced man in that mix with 159 appearances, 160 appearances today, and he goes behind for a goal kick to Brazil, and remains Croatia 0, Brazil 1. 22 minutes scoring next time, Paul. With about 8 or so minutes left. Thoughts, Paul?
Well, Croatia are now starting to press, but they're not really getting inside Brazil's defence. They've not got any shots on goal at Alisson, and time is running out for them right now. Looks like there's another substitution for Croatia.
Yes, and it's Brozovic who's gone off, and it's Orsic, the man who's just come on for them, as they will try and get the victory by turning this game around. But as it stands, Croatia heading out of the World Cup, losing 1-0 to Brazil thanks to the Neymar goal. As here comes Brazil with Anthony's down the line and off of Maya behind for a corner. And Brazil look to cause quite a few problems down that line. I said every time they've got forward, Paul.
Yeah, Brazil have really been in control of this game, really, for much of it. They've created chances from virtually nowhere all the way throughout the game. They've dominated proceedings, and again, this wouldn't even have got this far had it not been for Livakovic.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. It would have been one in normal time if Livakovic We're not in this side today as here comes Brazil again with Neymar, wins a free kick. 24 minutes of extra time gone, almost coming towards the final 5 minutes of this extra time period. As we look towards the end of the game, it's been a fantastic game, and the great wall of Livakovic has been broken once. Can it be broken again? Or can Brazil concede this time? Here's Anthony. He gives the ball away, looking to pick out Neymar, but Brazil have won it back quickly there. In the end, as here now is Neymar. Gets it down the line for Anthony, but Modric gets the ball to Gvardiol. Gvardiol gets the ball back to Livakovic. And now Dejan Lovren will come forward for Croatia. Can Croatia get the win here by turning this game around? Not like that, with a pass like that from Dejan Lovren. It just goes out for a goal for a throw into Brazil. Mateo Kovacic, who went off earlier on, has just gone running across to get the ball, to give it to the Brazilians so they can get on with this game. But I do not think the Brazil will go on it very, very quickly as the throw is taken down the line, looking for the run of Pedro there, as Brazil will just get the ball back for Pedro and plays the ball through. Fred's almost in there. Wonderful challenge from Josko Gvardiol to clear the ball away from Fred. Perisic helps the ball on down this near side. It's cleared away. Now Luka Modric will try and come forward. Can Croatia equalise here? There's a chance here if they can get it out wide. It's with Orsic. Orsic winning towards the penalty. Orsic puts the ball across. Shot comes in. Deflection. And the goal! Croatia have equalised!
Oh,
It's number 14 with the goal for Croatia. Fantastic goal from Marko Livja, the substitute. He's equalised. And with 4 minutes left of extra time, Croatia long to have saved themselves. It's Croatia 1, Brazil 1. He took a deflection on the way through to beat Alisson, which Croatia 1, Brazil 1, Paul James.
well, I'll tell you what, they got a bit of luck there, Croatia. That was their first shot on goal in the entire game, and the deflection took it away from Alisson. You can't really blame Alisson for this because, as you mentioned, initially when the cross came in, the shot was struck, it was a slight deflection that kind of takes it away from Alisson's right hand. You see it here. Yeah, it just takes it away from the goalkeeper. Dashed unlucky for Alisson, but a huge break for Croatia.
Yes, and I think the man that I deflected off, Paul, if I'm not mistaken, is Fred of Manchester United. I think he was the one that deflected it past Alisson and into long footing as that shot came in from the substitute Marko Livja, who gets a booking for taking his shirt off, but he won't care. He's just equalised in this quarter final for Croatia, and it's Croatia 1. And he's gone down as Pekovic. It looked like it was Marko Livja, but it was Pekovic who scored, and he's the substitute as well. Bruno Pekovic, that's his 7th goal for Croatia, and it's Croatia 1, Brazil 1. Pekovic will be the man who got the booking rather than Livja. But what a chance now for Croatia to turn this game around. Can Croatia win it now? Ball coming forward, it's gone back. But Croatia have got a free kick. Foul off the ball on Budimir's. There's the confirmation of Bruno Pekovic's yellow card.
Just want to mention, Ross, according to Mike, Neymar's goals equal Pele's record of 77 goals as Brazil's joint top goal scorer. And also we have a Canadian in our chat today, Newfie Knight from New Brunswick in Canada. Nice to meet you, Newfie Knight. I am in Calgary, Alberta. And with that username, I'm suggesting at one point you lived in Newfoundland or you're from Newfoundland. I used to live in Corner Brook for about 3 years myself.
Yes, very good afternoon to you as well, Newfie Knight. Thank you for tuning in. He says that works. He has the stream on to listen to stay updated. Thank you very much. And thank you, Mike, for that stuff regarding Neymar equaling Pele's record. I thought he equalised as well. But yes, fantastic game. Can Croatia get a late winning now. And I just want to say a big thank you to John, who says 1-1. Wow, this is better than watching it on TV. So a big thank you to you. And he said it was, and if it night, just go back to your Paul. I'll read that comment in a moment as here comes Croatia on this far side as they try and get a late winner here now to break Brazilian hearts. As Croatia will come forward again with Major! Long shot from long way out and just wide for Major. Oh, lovely Major's going close there for Croatia. And that was so close there, Paul James.
Oh, yes, not a million miles away. It just zipped wide of the post. I tell you, Croatia all of a sudden have come to life.
Yes, and we've got 2 additional minutes before we go to penalties, Paul James. And I think, Paul, we could be going to penalties. And I wonder if you're player of the match, Dominic, the Grey Wall of Livakovic, will keep Croatia in the penalties and win this. Because he's kept Croatia in this game to have a chance to go into penalties. Unless Anthony can break Croatian RC. Is Anthony down the right hand side? Russell Rivaldo blocking him off. Then there's a foul there to Brazil, and they want a yellow card for Ivan Perisic there, who took Anthony out quite nastily, in my opinion there, Paul. And that is lucky there, Perisic, that he's not booked.
Yeah, he went in hard on Anthony, but Anthony has already been rolling around a little bit in this game as well. But yeah, he went in fairly hard there on Anthony.
Can Croatia get a late winner here? Or will they be broken there? Or see, with Neymar with this free kick for Brazil, so that's a Brazil chance to win it before he goes to penalties. Neymar with the ball in. His header's in there, cleared away. At the back of the back post. Shot comes in. Saved by Livakovic on the back post. Wonderful save. There's a pure ball then. Free kick given. And Croatia, goalkeeper, the Dominic Grey Wall of Livakovic, keeps Croatia in this game.
Oh, he's
Fantastic
done it again, hasn't
save.
he? What a superb save. A superb reaction save. And I've just seen Oliver Kahn there in the crowd. But that is a superb save.
Yes, fantastic save. And the comments that we've got from Nufi Knight says, born and raised in Cornerbrook, skied marble many times. Loving your coverage. Thanks for doing this. You're very well then, my friend. And Kevin says, who's been practicing taking penalties? We'll soon find out who's been practicing them, Kevin, because with extra time is all over, penalties will be coming. 1-1 after extra time. And we'll have penalties on the way shortly for you. And Paul James, what a game this has been. And we could now see, and we'll see one of these sides go out on penalties. And I wouldn't want to be calling it, would you?
No, I would not want to be calling this. Croatia have been excellent on penalties. Of course, they knocked out Denmark and Russia in the last World Cup on penalties and already knocked out Japan. As for Brazil, they don't get to a penalty shootout very often. So it's very difficult to say. But I will say this. I follow Andreas Bremer, the former German player who is absolutely outstanding on penalties. And he said that you can't practice for penalties because you can't put yourself in that volatile situation in training.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. And I saw a tweet earlier, which I'm just going to read out now to you as we bring the coverage of the penalties very shortly, just to tell you about us. And I've just been looking, Croatia, an extra time, 2018, round of 16, won on penalties. 2018 quarter final, won on penalties. 2018 semi final, won in extra time. 2022 round of 16, won on penalties. 2022 quarter final, can Croatia win it on penalties again, Paul?
Well, I think if you're looking at it, you've got to say they're the favourites now, given how successful they have been on penalties. But you know as well as I do, in that pressure cooker situation, Um, it can go either way. Livakovic has a chance of really cementing what has been an outstanding performance by him today. Whereas Alisson is not really warm. He's not been in the game much because Croatia haven't had many shots on goal apart from their equaliser.
Yes, absolutely. And Marcus just said it was sensational against Japan for the pen, so I reckon there's a definite chance, and he believes Croatia haven't lost a penalty shootout in the last two major tournaments, and I think that's what you were just referring to there, Paul, as well, weren't you?
Yeah, they've done very, very well in penalties, and so you have to say they're favourites. But going back to what Andres Bremer said, it's a pressure cooker situation. It's a matter of whose nerve is going to hold on the day. Brazil have players that can score from the spot as well.
The can Poland, and you saw the penalties the other day. Croatia have got players who can take penalties as well, as we see Luka Modric and Thiago Silva, just with Michael Oliver deciding to decide which end they're going to be taking the penalties at first of all, which we're just going to see now. So one end is going to be Brazil end, one end I think is Croatia end the other, and it's going to be taken down at the Brazilian end of the ground. And now see who's going to go first, as Luka Modric has decided Croatia to go first. So it'll be interesting to see who steps up for the first one for Croatia. There's Dominik Livakovic there, just getting some instructions from the 56-year-old Zlato Dalic as we watch this penalty shootout about to be taken. There's Alisson of Liverpool. It'll come down to which goalkeeper has made most saves in the shootouts that have been practicing in training, I would imagine. And will it be Dominik Livakovic, or who's 27 years old, or will it be the player who's 3 years older than him, Alisson, who's making his 61st appearance for Brazil today? And I'm wondering who's going to win the penalty shootout then. So we're going to get ready for penalties as we now get ready for penalties to bring you.
Looks like
And
it's
I'm
Vlasic first.
Vlasic to take the first one. Russ Vennon and Paul James to toil through the penalties. There's Alisson and Livakovic just shaking hands with Michael Oliver as Nikola Vlasic gets ready to step up and take the first penalty for Croatia. Can he beat Alisson, who's not, as Paul rather mentioned, not being warmed up in this game, not really being involved in the game much? But I wonder if he'll be in the game to win and take the penalties from it. It'd be interesting to see if that's going to be the case as they shake hands to the two goalkeepers. Alisson puts his drink to the side of the net as Livakovic goes and stands with the linesman to the side of the goal there as he just now has a word with the goalkeeper to stay on his line again. Will Michael Oliver before Vlasic steps up? He's been stood there a long time, Nikola Vlasic. Will he have the nerve to step up and take the penalty and convert it from the spot? Vlasic steps up and converts straight down the middle. And Croatia lead 1-0 in the shootout. Fantastic penalty there, Paul.
Yeah, sometimes if you're in doubt, go right down the middle. He also went high as well. So he'll feel relieved. Actually, looking at him, he looked very calm and focused leading up to it. Good penalty.
Yes, and now is the Brazilian first penalty. It'll be the number 21, the substitute Rodrigo, 21 years of age, to take the first penalty for Brazil. Can Brazil get level in the shootout with Real Madrid's Rodrigo to take up against the Grey Wall, Dominica, the Grey Wall of Livakovic? Can he make a save? He can! It's fantastic save from Livakovic! And that's a fantastic save from the Croatian goalkeeper, who has kept Brazil out for the majority of the game and makes another fantastic save there.
It was a good height for the goalkeeper. He guessed the right way, of course, but it was a very good height for the goalkeeper. Not the greatest of penalties, but good work by Livakovic. His outstanding form just continues.
Absolutely, Paul. And now here is another substitute. Lavoro Major, the 24-year-old player from Rennes. 16th appearance for Croatia. Can he make it 2-0 to his side against one of the world's reigning champions, Brazil? Major, it's 2-0! Fantastic penalty! And he converts it well as Brazil are now trailing 2-0 on penalties. Good penalty there, Paul.
Yeah, straight down the middle again. And to be honest, Brazil are now right behind the 8 ball, and they definitely need to be scoring this next one.
Casemiro, the Manchester United player, defensive midfielder, signed from Real Madrid in the summer to join Manchester United. The 30-year-old, can he make it 2-1 in the shootout? Casemiro against Livakovic, and he makes it 2-1. Good penalty, that one from Casemiro into the corner, and Livakovic can't keep that one out.
Yeah, that's how the penalty needs to be taken, right into the corner. You can't afford to give this goalkeeper any chance at all because he goes the right way and he's not a million miles away. He almost gets there, but it's right into the corner, and that'll give the Brazilian team a little bit more confidence.
Yes, and now Luka Modric, the Croatian captain and the Croatian all-time league top scorer of the current crop, with his 160th cap today. The captain of Croatia, Luka Modric, to step up. Can he score? He can! It's 3-1, and Croatia are making it look so easy. Their penalties are looking so easy, and they're leading by 3-1 on penalties, Paul.
Yeah, right into the corner, sent Alisson the wrong way. Again, that was a calm penalty from a very experienced head. And it's just what Croatia needed. And the pressure now is back on Brazil on the third penalty taker.
And it is Pedro to take it, the striker from Flamengo. 25 years old, wearing number 25 in this World Cup. Can the 25-year-old make it 3-2 to Croatia on penalties? He steps up and scores. It's 3-2. And Croatia have yet to miss one. Brazil have missed one. And Paul, that was another confident penalty from the Brazilian.
Well, it was, but perhaps a little overconfident in that situation, given the fact that a miss could have essentially put Croatia on match point. But he scores, and on we go to the fourth one.
Yes, and here comes Orsic, the substitute. Mislav Orsic to take the penalty. Can he score here to put Croatia 4-2 up? Orsic steps up and scores again. Croatia being spot on in this shootout. All 4 penalties have been scored by the Croatians, and that's another fantastic penalty there from Orsic, Paul.
Beautiful, right into the bottom right-hand corner. Alisson, no chance, and with power too, no chance there. And now if Brazil don't score, they're out.
And now the chance to keep Brazil in it falls to the centre-back, the 28-year-old Paris Saint-Germain defender, Marquinhos. Marquinhos to take this penalty. And I'm surprised, Paul, we've not had Neymar take one yet. He may still need to. Marquinhos is missed! And Croatia are through to the semi-finals of the World Cup! Croatia are through! They're beating Brazil 4-2 on penalties! And Croatia have won 4-2 on penalties!
Wow.
What a penalty shootout, Paul, and what a fantastic game that we saw with Brazil just dominant. Livakovic kept him in it, but fantastic penalties from Croatia, all spot on, and Brazil and Neymar will not be lifting the trophy this winter.
Well, in my opinion, this was the only way that Brazil was going to get eliminated. But what I mean, the goalkeeper again, he's made a wonderful save on the first penalty, and the second one, Croatia had another bit of luck, a little bit further to the left that would have gone in. It's the inside of the post. It's a fine margins, but Brazil are out, and I feel sorry for a lot of these Brazilian players. I know they wanted to win this for Pele, and it's heartbreaking to see, but Croatia, well, they on the penalty shootout, they did the better job.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. And I read a stat out just before the penalties were taken. And I'll just read you that penalty shootout again. The stats again that I read out. Round 2018, round of 16, they won on penalties. This is Croatia. 2018 quarter final, won on penalties. 2018 semi final, they won it in extra time. Fast forward 4 years, round of 16, won on penalties. 2022 quarter final, won on penalties. They're now into the semi final. Will Croatia win the semi final in extra time, I wonder? Right, Paul, before we do leave in a couple of seconds, what's your overall thoughts on the game? Brazil were dominant in that game. Livakovic kept him in it, but Croatia are penalty kings and go through to the next round of and goes through to the semi-finals. Paul, your thoughts on the game so overall that we've witnessed this afternoon?
Well, I feel for the Brazilian teams. I thought that they played very well throughout. I'm happy for Livakovic. He doesn't deserve to be on the losing team. He's been outstanding. He's saved one of those penalties. Um, it just goes to show, though, doesn't it? There's no luck in penalties. People say penalty shootouts are lottery. I disagree with that. I think you see teams that are consistently good on penalties and some teams that are consistently bad on penalties. So I don't think it's a lottery. I think a lot of it's got to do with the nerve and the pressure and how you handle it on the day when you step up to take those shootouts. You can't practice for them. There's too much pressure. But on the day, your nerve, your skill is what's going to see you through. It's what saw Croatia through.
Yes, absolutely. Let's read back a few more comments now before we do leave you. New Phil Knight says, great commentary and play by play. Thanks, fellas. No problem, my friend. John Gontier says, incredible. It was incredible, my friend. Nikita Wordovets says, wow. Yes, wow indeed. Brazil are out of the World Cup. And like Paul said, this was the only way I could see them going out as well. Mike is on. He says, quality penalties all round from Croatia. He's been with us for a bit, Mike, in the chat this afternoon. And he says, and absolutely my quality penalties from Croatia all round. John Gontier says Brazil are out and prefer to be listening to watching. Love the data show stats you give. Thank you very much. And says congrats. Thank you very much, John. Really do appreciate that. And Kenny says thanks, guys. Awesome shootout. We now know who has the nerve. And like you said before the penalties, Paul, is about who has the nerve in the shootout. And we now know that it was Croatia who had the nerve to keep their head focused, keep their head in the game, and keep their minds on the positions where they were going and didn't change them. Because I think, Paul, for the two that Brazil missed in the shootout, the Rodrigo miss, and the other one, where they hit the post, Marquinhos right to the end when they hit the post, I'm wondering whether they've had an idea in their mind and at last minute changed the direction of which way they were going to go.
Could be. I mean, it's mind games as well with this sort of thing as well, Russ. It's not. It's nerve, it's skill, but there is also mind games involved. You've got to think goalkeepers do the research on these penalties, and you've got to think the penalty takers know that. So there's definitely a lot of mind games involved in this as well. But wow, Croatia are going to face the winners of our next match, Netherlands and Argentina. JB and Luke Turton will be up for that. They're next in the hot seats for that one.
Yes, so next up then join Nicholas Jones in the presenter's chair from 6:45 this evening, where we'll be joined by Luke Turton, who's going to be on co-coms, and your main commentator, John Stuttard, aka JB, for the commentary on the Netherlands against Argentina. Just before we do finish, Nice says, "Go England," and John Gontier says, "Yeah, go England." And just one more before we go, another big shout out to the people over at the Gibraltar Wave FC. So very good afternoon to you all, or good early evening to you all, depending where you are in the world and what time it is then. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. So big thanks to everyone that's tuned in today. Been on there for just over 3 hours right now. Didn't expect to be on air this long. But from myself and from Paul until 6:45 p.m. UK time when we get Nicholas, JB, and Luke in the hot seat for our next game. From all of the team here at the Commentary Hub, thank you very much for listening, and big thank you to for you listening. If you've been listening for the very first time over on one of our new partner channels, Turton Talks Football. From all of the team here, goodbye.